You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want. Back in the day, complications never wore my patience. I was always ready to play. Why face the day in the sunshine in LA? We hit the beach and rode the waves. I lost my balance, I was faded. I was trapped and wrapped up in a scene that was never really me. Plastic lives and starry eyes, and all the freaks were left outside. So I'd look in and wonder why. Where was mine? I couldn't find it. But you're all I've got. You're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like a struggle to catch up. And I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. Time to walk away, trade my sunshine in for rain. Same old ways in a different place, but something's changing. I wanted answers and direction. What I got was second guessing, hesitation, no sensation, just more questions. Nothing to blame for being stuck inside this frame of mind. If I can find my way, who I am, what I want, where I'm going, where I was, it's not up to you. I wish there was something you could do, but you're not me, so you can be my answers, because you're all I've got. And you're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like I struggle to catch up. But I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want. Listen to what I need. Put a picture so I can see. February can't chase the days away. Yeah, I would. Why listen to what they say? Save yourself for another day. This one's coming, it's gone to the wind again. Yeah, again. Again. Just listen and make amends. You've been down for as long as you've ever been. This way's up, but you're down again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right.
I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth, I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. Yo! Your radiant. Oh!
Dude, what's up?
I just wanna change the world.
Dude, it's hot.
I'm not gonna wait my turn.
It's like 91 today, guys. In fucking May, bro.
It gets better. I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating.
Dude, so hot. Dude, it's like 100 in here.
Oh, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth, I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. All right. Whoa.
Let's go. Got a little Eric and Kurt.
I can't pretend. No, 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 no. I hope this never ends.
Oh, I cut it off. Let's go. Dude, how we doing? Sunday evening. You hope it never ends? I know. I hope this never ends. And it just ended. Dude, yeah, no, it was 91 today, guys. In Oregon, which is like pretty crazy. I mean, we've definitely been having more 90-degree days in Oregon. All right, so let me just give you the crazy sort of disclaimer of weather here. Like, dude, Elf, let's go, dude. Keep being a BAMF. Dude, I don't know what a BAMF is, but I will. What am I? I am one, dude. Let's go, dude. Dude, Elf, you're crazy. Dude, what is a BAMF? I like that, though. I don't know what that means. Oh, a badass mofo. Dude, I love it. Dude, I am a BAMF. Let's go. I like the BAMF, dude. Oh, shit. Dude, I'm a BAMF with a slightly trimmed fucking mustache hair. Let's go. Dude, BAMF it up, baby. Dude, Paula, we're going to look at some Paula tonight, guys. Hey! Did you know Paula like gave some ominous shit? She did. Dude, Paula White did some ominous shit. We're going to look at that tonight. We're going to look at Melania and the Michael Wolff case. And I kind of wonder if some of the weird Melania press conferences lately are related to the Michael Wolff case. So this BAMF is going to look at Melania and Michael Wolff and the shit that Keith Edwards was talking about, the Zampolli escort stuff. We are going to look at Trump. Something went on. Dude, something went on with Trump and the medical, the dentist. Something's going on with Trump. And we're going to look at some Paula White madness, okay? And we're going to look at Trump's latest brawl. He is now picking a fight with Hakeem Jeffries. Oh shit, dude. Right? Dude, something went down with Trump. We are going to look into it. Now, before we get started though, talking about the climate, let me just tell you, I grew up in LA. All right? In LA, 100 degrees, not uncommon. Okay? Sunny, crazy, warm, dry as shit all year. Totally not uncommon. I moved to Oregon. And the weather here was very distinct when I moved here in 1999. That from about November to about May, there'd be a lot of rain, a significant amount of rain, all usually overcast. Okay, we would get normally one winter storm every couple of years, like a significant snowfall that would like shut down the city. And then in May, you would get a bunch of nice weather, sunshine, spring weather at like the end of May. And then in June, it would rain again. And by 4th of July, the rain would clear up every year. And it would be warm through November, okay? It would get hot in like August. Now, lately, guys, it has been starting the last 8 to 10 years. It's been getting into the 90s and the hundreds in August, which is unusual. Our apple tree we have an apple tree in the backyard. Its harvests have changed, okay? We have a willow tree that we put over a dry well in the front yard to soak up all the rainwater that comes off one side of the house, because we run all the rainwater to under this willow tree. The willow tree has changed its patterns, and the leaves are staying on the trees longer. It's really weird. But like 90, 100, 110 in August, okay? And into September. But dude, today was 91. In May 2nd, dude, May 3rd, 91, bro. Isn't that crazy? May 3rd, dude, it's already 91, boss. That is wild. The Cascades, yeah. No, I know the skiing is going crazy too. It's like weird. It's 48 degrees in Fort Wayne. Is that normal or not normal? I know I was looking at New York where my kid is, and it's like 49 at night, 70s during the day. So they're having like almost a 30-point temperature swing there. Dude, right now, guys, it's 71 in Portland. Portland, Oregon, May 3rd, it's 71 degrees at 10:30 p.m. Dude, what the hell, bro? Oh, shit. Is it chilly for you guys? Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, man, it is wild. I mean, I feel like everything is heating up, you know? And I mean, it's kind of hard here. You know, it's different in LA, guys. Like in LA, there's a lot of concrete, but there's no tree cover. Okay, LA, all the trees are palm trees, so they don't hold the heat. So the heat gets really intense in LA during the day, and then some offshore wind comes in at night, and none of that heat gets held there. Okay, it's pretty hard in Oregon because if it gets hot here during the day, the trees like hold the heat. Okay. So it stays, you know, if it gets hot during the day, it's not going to get cool until like 6 a.m. You know, it just stays like it's like you're in a greenhouse, essentially, is what happens here. Right? Cockroaches will inherit the earth. Bro, it's wild. And summer's only got more intense, Pennsylvania. Crazy, man. You're freezing. Dude, 59. Dude, 59 is pretty crazy. Yeah, dude, it is wild. But all right, here we are. Dude, I don't know, dude. I've been like, I still been out of sorts a little like today. I don't know, still feeling like overwhelmed. I still feel like the ick factor, right? I don't know about you guys, but I am still feeling a weird sense of ick from like that Supreme Court decision. And you know, the immediate rush for white voters in the South to disenfranchise like all the black people in the South. They're celebrating like a removal of civil rights protections that people fought for years for. You know what I mean? Dude, Elfinator, in the middle of the summer when I was at Aspen Music Festival in school, got up to 90 but dropped to 40 at night. Dude, that's crazy. Dude, thank you, boss. That's nuts, bro. Yeah, it is like I have been feeling like overwhelmed, you know, just, I don't know, last handful of days, just feeling a weight, because you know what it is? You know what I'm saying? You know what it is? It's like, it's like a fucking, you know, I'm like shell shocked because the decision itself is bad enough, but seeing the rabid frothing at the mouth of these MAGA shitters, it's like it reminds me of the same kind of energy you'd see when they're picnicking at like lynchings, where, you know, it is that kind of energy, man. It is like rabid, you know, it's so gross. Right? And they're proclaiming like how Christian they are. Yeah, the hoods are off, dude. Dude, see, you know what's weird? I think it's the opposite. I don't even think the hoods are off. I think they're putting the hoods on and they're just wearing them out in public now. You know? You know what I mean? It's like hoods on and like, but they have their fucking name emblazoned on the hood. Dude, right? They're putting the hoods on, bro. It is like white hood, red hat. Let's fucking go, baby. Jesus. It's icky. I did see somebody say how they haven't seen leftists talking about it. I'll be honest, guys. I don't think people know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like what do we have to do? We're at this point, we're just sort of, you know, I mean, what are we going to do? The Supreme Court made a decision. Now these states are implementing this shit. All we can really do is let our energy stew and hopefully show up in November. Like we have to vote like our lives depend on it. It's really hard though, guys, you know, because you know what's hard for me, and I don't want to get negative because I want to stay positive, but like, guys, I myself have been talking about like, man, we need to vote like our life depends on it since 2016. And I'm just not seeing people vote like their fucking life depends on it. I mean, we did in 2020, but other than 2020, like ever since there were Supreme Court seats coming up in 2016 and we couldn't muster like an all-out onslaught on protecting the Supreme Court. And then abortion disappeared. And then we won in 2020. And then Gaza happened. And now they've gutted the Voter Rights Act. And it's like, are we going to show up in 2024? Or are we going to do some half-ass bullshit and let these fucking clowns win again, you know? You know what I mean? Like really? Because nobody cared about the abortion overturn. And you know what? I hate to say this, guys, but I am afraid that nobody's going to care that the black people are getting disenfranchised either. That, you know what I mean? That's what I'm afraid of. Because I thought like we were going to show up when the women's rights got taken away. And we didn't. And you know, and now the black people's rights are being taken away. Are we going to show up for that? Probably not. Right? What are we going to do? We're going to show up when half of us are in alligator Alcatraz having a robot shove a fucking, like a camel's fucking, you know, a camel femur up our ass. You know what I mean? Like, dude. Yo. Yeah, no, I know. I got a bus ticket to alligator Alcatraz. Dude, they're going to shove a camel femur up your ass. Bro, you should have voted. Dude, a camel femur. I don't know where I came up with that one. All right. I am riffing. Oh shit, dude. Yeah, all these states. I know. You know what it is though? Chronix is it is crazy. Like the fact that now here we are in a mid-decade, like they are doing everything they can to like hold power to prevent Trump from being held accountable. Right? Dude, it is wild, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It is wild. Cliven Bundy, dude, Bundy, like they had a standoff for weeks with people in their firearms, but like, what did that accomplish? Nothing. Dude, or what about Waco? Yeah, good job, guys. Good job, Waco. They showed us, right? Dude, the armed stands are so funny. Dude, the armed, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, if there's an armed standoff with, you know, firearms versus the military, I'm putting my money on the military. Dude. All right. So, yeah. So guys, I'd just say I've been fucking, I don't know, man. The last couple days I've been feeling a little bit down. I've been feeling a little bit overwhelmed, guys, and I've only been making 2 videos a day, and the Mariners have been losing too. And like, so dude, it's just been the vibes, bro. Like the vibes of overwhelm. And I think, you know, sometimes it's going to get to you. You know what I mean? You bet your old Rep Kinzinger would be a proud Democrat today. Let's go, Elf. Dude. So how can a president create an executive order banning mail-in ballots? So JGB, like, the president can't do anything about mail-in ballots, boss. Right? I mean, he can write whatever executive orders he wants, but none of his executive orders affect anything. Right? Right? What'd you miss in today's news? We're just getting started. I've just been chit-chatting about how overwhelmed I feel. Right? But anyway, so let's start looking at some of this. Okay, let's start looking. Yeah, I mean, guys, executive orders are like they're not laws in the fact that like here's what he can do with an executive order. Okay, is he can write an executive order saying, I want to outlaw mail-in ballots, and I'm declaring outlawing mail-in ballots. But now that's not a law. Nobody has to obey his executive order, right? He could make it so DC, he does control DC. He could end mail-in voting in DC, but they don't vote for, right? They vote for their own government. They're not a state. They don't vote federally, right? So he could make it so no mail-in ballots when the DC people vote for mayor of DC and the city council members, right? You know what I mean? Or whatever's going on there. He could do that. But what he can do is this, is he could make something about, like, you know, an executive orders about states complying with his, like, rules on mail-in ballots. And then if the states will ignore that because it's against the law, right? Because it's not legal, it's not a law, they don't have to obey this. But then what he could do is he could try to then blackmail the states and say, well, you're not observing my executive order, so now we're going to withhold your federal funding. And then he would get sued, and then there would be a lawsuit that would go run through the court, and he would hope for some favorable decision, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, that's really like why I think he keeps doing that shit, is to cause a ruckus, to deplete funds, to create chaos, to force, you know, give him the ability to then try to blackmail people and throw it in the courts, hoping that a Trump judge somewhere gives a favorable ruling that has something in the decision that later maybe the Supreme Court will seize on, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're basically playing a fucking craps game with the legal system. You know, I mean, it's the same shit he does all the time, right? It's the same shit he does with everything else, where he just, you know, seeks to, like, insert himself in a rapey way into every facet of our existence, right? You know what I mean? It is so dirty, dude. Dude, it is so dirty. But let's look at some of this shit, shall we? All right, we got to get into this. And I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, so I'm not going to stay too long tonight. I will start the dance party goal early because I'm not going to be on like forever, but we'll get this started early. All right, let's go. Try to secure a dance party before I go. I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? Where we're going to go talk about my calcium scoring test. And they are going to try to get me to start on statins. And I'm going to say no. I'm going to go instead on a physical and exercise program because I am not ready to get on like long-term whatever heart medication. I'm going to save that for later, right? My calcium score was only a 51. I'm going to wait until that shit is in the 80s before I fucking do that stuff. Sending positive energy, boss. We love you. Let's go, Ella. Let's go. Dude, so, all right, you ready? You ready? And Melania, so I don't know who you're talking about there, Dizzy, right? Did I study for it? Oh, shit. Let's go. Dude, America has a pedophile president. We do. Dude, we do have a pedophile president. Dude, did you see? All right, let's look at some of this shit, okay? Let's just look at some of this stuff because some of it is fun, guys. Okay, some of this is fun, right? Statins, yeah, no, I'm saying no. Just say no, boss. Just say no. But all right, so look at this. First off, there's one, right? Dude, he did the Uno, right? Oh shit! Look at that, dude. Oh, people are going off. And they have all the pictures of the different people, dude. Epstein, Trump, Ghislaine Clinton, right? Who is this guy? Oh, Andrew. That's Andrew. Dude, isn't that nuts? Dude, that is Trumpy. Like, going to town, dude. The internet is savage. Or do you see the other one, dude, with Lindsey Graham? Dude, I saw this, and I'm like, bro, look away. Look away, dude. Pine box, please. Bring on the pine box. Let's go, Steph. Dude, you know what this is from, guys? Can I show you what this is from? It is from Alex Jones. Okay? Alex Jones posted a photo of him. Dude, I don't know what this photo is, bro. I think this photo is fake. Dude, I think this photo is AI. She's missing an arm, right? This is definitely an AI photo. Dude, she's missing an arm, okay? And then, but, dude, this is just not, it is just not okay, boss, right? Yes, I know, dude, Uno, I have all the cards, yes. If you have all the cards in Uno, you are losing. You are getting trounced. Bro, isn't that gnarly? That is like some of the gnarliest shit we've ever seen, bro. Oh my God. So crazy. Dude. Lindsay. I mean, it's hard to look at, guys. Jesus. And you just think, what are they doing to that turkey? Right? Like, what would they do to that turkey? Oh my God. Just frightening, bro. Frightening shit. Absolutely frightening shit, boss. All right. So let's get into the bookmarks. All right. We're going to climb into the bookmarks, guys. A BAMF dance party? Yes. Elf, we're going to BAMF it up, baby. All right. So let me see here. All right. So let's look at this. Dude, this is Paula White. Okay. And this is like somewhat recent, guys. This is not an old clip. But there is some shit going on. But something in the White House has Paula White freaking out, guys. All right? This is our Paula. Dude, oh, hey, NSA, let's go. Dude, Steph, don't wait till last minute dance party. Yes, I agree. We're going to secure that shit, guys. Dude, we're doing it. But watch this, guys. You ready? Let's see what she says here.
People are like, how are you? You know what we say in the White House? You run into people, and I'm telling you, it's the greatest pressure you could ever imagine. There are decisions that are being made that I literally tremble in fear when I have to go brief president or do something with Secretary Rubio or Chief of Staff, because I recognize what will be done, what will be said in meetings will not just impact 5, 10 people, millions, nations, millions of people. How their outcome will be, how the life will turn. Here, you know what we say? They go, how are you? Never heard anybody say, oh, it's rough. Because they didn't make it in that building if they talk like that. And they're not all saved. We go, living the dream. Living the dream. Now, you think in reality every day is a dream life for me? It's absolute hell hounding you in every way you could ever imagine and not imagine. But every day I'm like, I'm in the arena. And I'm not in with Pee Wee Herman. I got Muhammad Ali coming at me right now and Mike Tyson on the other side. And Evander Holyfield, and my ear's about to get bit off and my toe's about to be broke.
Dude, what the fuck is she talking about? Okay? I mean, guys, this woman is an advisor to the president. First off, she's wearing like stiletto heels and leather pants in a church. Okay? There's a lot to unpack here. Number one, look at her outfit. She's walking around in like 6-inch heels and leather pants in a church, talking about how heavy it is that she's in there advising the president on what to do to affect millions of people. Now, mind you, guys, she's walking on this stage in these stiletto heels and this leather pants to convince the people in the audience to give money, okay? That's really what's going on here. She's like, oh my God, I am like second in command with the president, and this serious job, I'm affecting millions of people. Like, we need your money to really help do this right, to save the world from Satan. Dude, That's for starters. Dominatrix for Jesus. Let's go. Okay, so, dude, security risk. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, who knows what's going on? But the fact that she's like, oh yeah, like I'm so serious here. This is a very serious, like millions of people. And then she's like, not everybody in there is saved. So she's combating the demons and the devil inside the Trump admin. But dude, she mentioned Pee-wee Herman, bro. Dude, yes, that Pee-wee Herman, Paul Rubens, who like had the like bathroom jerk off scandal, right? Wasn't Paul Rubens? Wasn't he jerking it in the public bathroom, dude? Dude, like, whoa! Is that code word for Lindsey Graham? Dude, oh, was it a theater? Yeah, it was a theater. No, it was George Michael that was in the public restroom, right? It was Paul Rubens. Was in the theater. Okay. Oh, like she's like, I'm not in there with Pee-wee Herman. Oh, where's Pee-wee Herman, dude? Pee-wee Herman. Dude, you know why? You know what it is, guys? It's because Pee-wee Herman is actually Paul Rubens is in Benny Johnson's. Oh. Dude, what? Hold on. Yo, yeah, no. Oh, it's Benny Johnson's office on the line. Oh, yeah. Oh, you want us to send in Paul Rubens? All right. All right. Do you want him clothed or al fresco? All right. We are getting him ready, dude. Dude, we are sending in Paul Rubens and a fucking, a gallon of KY. He'll be right in, Benny. All right, hang tight, buddy. No. Close the laptop, Benny. All right, thank you. Bye. Dude. Oh, al fresco. Oh, shit. Dude, oh my God. Benny. Oh, dude. All right, so Benny's very happy, right? Oh my God, dude. Yeah, so, dude, this is wild, okay? But look at this, dude. She is, dude, we got to look at Paula White, though, okay? We do. We got to take a moment to appreciate how batshit this woman is, okay? Oh my God. All right, you ready? I mean, guys, this is the one. Get ready for your enjoyment, okay? We can't have a discussion about Paula White without really fucking strike. All right? I hear the sound of victory. I hear a chorus of angels from Africa.
Strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done.
The Lord says it is done.
The Lord says it is done. For I hear victory, 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 victory in the corridors of heaven. In the corridors of heaven, victory, 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 victory. For angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Hamanda aka ata raka teda baka sanda ata anda osa kata rite eke banda ata rike didi ashata. For angels have even been dispatched from Africa right now. Africa right now. Africa right now. From Africa right now. They're coming here. They're coming here. In the name of Jesus. From South America. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. From Africa. From South America. Angelic forces. Angelic reinforcement. Angelic reinforcement. Angelic reinforcement. Pika hata anda ata. Ora bata rata anda eke manda rasata. For I hear the sound of victory. 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 I hear the sound of victory.
Dude. So, again, that's the woman that is counseling the president. Now, this is why these people don't care about our civil rights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, can you see it? Dude, Linz, let's go. This is really gross. Chaka, 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 chaka. You know what I'm saying, though? Do you see? Make it stop. Ingrain. We're trying, boss. But do you see, though, guys? This is why, they are not concerned about our civil rights. Okay? They are concerned about some fucking victory, bro. Right? I mean, look at her, dude. Hold on, let's find a good frame. Oh, there we go. Dude. That's the frame, bro. Dude, they're like after whatever victory means. You know? She is fucking crazy. Pine box, please. But these, though, guys, this is these are the people that are behind this Project 2025 shit. They're the mega church people, the Heritage Foundation, and they want an entire nation of forced Christianity, mother in the home, father working, breadwinner, Sunday school, 5 children, all white, right? Pious. Everybody's going to church. Everybody is living in fear of the great whatever, anda, ata. But you know what bothers me, guys? Is that their talk about victory, okay? Because we have entered a state with this right-wing government, okay? We have entered a state where it is no longer about 2 political parties trying to draft economic proposals or healthcare plans or deciding how to run taxation. It is a religious, zealoted group of individuals that are buying politicians to fund major wars in the Middle East in order to try and bring about the rapture. And here they're trying to conquer America, okay? They're trying to conquer the Democrats, the demons, the whatever satanic influences in America. This is no longer, this is why the Republicans don't even have any policy. Where's their health care plan? Where's their education plan? Where is their plan for job growth or for tax, helping, low income people with taxes or helping you buy a house or helping you start a business? They have no plans, guys. They have no policy. They're simply giving all the tax revenue they can to the wealthiest people, okay? They are filling the government and government contractors with religious zealot people. They've gutted the Department of Education and they're removing civil rights protections and they're rolling back the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act and the very things that ended Jim Crow. That's what they're doing. And they're putting up the 10 commandments on they're putting up the 10 commandments on the wall in schools and putting the Bibles in schools. So they're not, running government. They're trying to conquer Democrats. Dude, isn't that crazy? You found the full vid of what clip is this? Is this the Paula? Oh, this one? Dude, Paula White Ministries, dude. She is crazy, bro. Let's see what we got here. She is nuts, boss. Dude, look at this, though. It only got 700 views. Dude, that's crazy. Nobody's even watching this shit. Oh, yeah, you ready? Look at some of this, dude. What is this shit?
Somebody say, fight! Fight the noble contest of faith. Okay, so I'm going to take it deeper. So for all my theologians and nerdy people, let's go deeper. All right? Because what you're doing is noble, it's worthy, it's excellent. And it's still early, I can go. The genitive, y'all go, what is that? Keep going deeper with me. It tells us what kind of fight it is.
The genitive.
It's not a political fight. Though we're in a political arena. Some of us. It's not a personal ego fight. It's not a carnal fight.
It's not a carnal fight? Dude, no, she saves that for the guy from Journey, dude. Carnal fight. Look at this, though, guys. Dial that number, baby.
It's a faith fight.
Oh, a faith fight.
And the fight is characterized by faith. So in other words, you're not fighting people. You are fighting to hold on to faith. Now watch. You're in an arena. You're in opposition. You're fighting through faith. You're fighting because of faith. You're fighting with faith. Now, Paul takes it even deeper, and he uses a present middle imperative, which means that the present tense means continuous. So, Rach, it's
dude, what are they talking about? Paul uses the present middle imperative. Dude, they are like, right, send me your 401ks. Dude, they like say shit that like doesn't make any sense, right? The present tense continuous action imperative is command. And at the end there he says, give me your, give me your ATM pin, please. Make sure you write your ATM pin on the last page of the Bible. Dude, they are like just, right? It is like this circular talk, like fucking word salad, bro. Dude, can I get some fucking French dressing, please? Some tangy Catalina dressing with this word salad?
Like, I had this battle on Monday and Tuesday, everything was good. People are like, how are you? You know what we say in the White House? You run into people, and I'm telling you, it's the greatest pressure you could ever imagine.
And now here she launches into her little soliloquy about the White House, right? Her little story about the White House. Look at those pumps, though.
And Evander Holyfield, and my ears about here. You know what we say? They go, how are you? Never heard anybody say, oh, it's rough. Because they didn't make it in that building if they talk like that.
Dude, do you see? Look at this. Look at her Dolce and Gabbana. Look at her fucking, right? Isn't that like, is that Gucci? Right? It's Gucci. Isn't it a Gucci?
Said,
like a diamond encrusted Gucci fucking belt buckle? That is, isn't it? Dude, look at that shit. That thing is like glittering. Is it Chanel? Is it Chanel or Gucci? Here, let's see here. It is Chanel. Look at that, dude. Look at that, dude. Look at this shit, bro. So they're selling pre-owned ones for $1,500, dude. Right? That's essentially what that is, right? They're like, if you look at them, you can buy them used for like $2,000, dude. That is crazy, bro. Right? Oh my God, dude. Dude, thank God for all those donations. All right, here she comes with Pee-wee Herman.
It's rough, because they didn't make it in that building if they talk like that. And they're not all saved. We go living the dream. Living the dream. Now, you think in reality every day is a dream life for me? It's absolute hell hounding you.
Dude, look at her though. Like, she's like, oh my God, right? She's like, do you know how hard, right? You know how hard my life is, right? She's up there with her fucking, this, you know who this reminds me of, guys? This is like Erica Kirk. This is the same thing Erica Kirk does when she goes up there with her like $100,000 rings and she's got 250 million in the bank. And she's like, oh my God, my life is so hard. Hold on. We're going to have a pyrotechnic break. Okay. After the sparklers. Oh my God, my life is so hard. This ring cost me $75,000. And so please cash app me. My cash app's down the handle below. Did I tell you how hard my life is? Bro, dude, Gen W. Dude, they're trying to conquer us, guys. Okay? I do want to see the fucking Pee-wee Herman part, though. All right, here we go.
And my toes about to be broke. And if Muhammad Ali coming at me.
Here we go.
But every day I'm like, I'm in the arena. And I'm not in with Pee-wee Herman. I got Muhammad Ali coming at me right now and Mike Tyson on the other side. And Evander Holyfield, and my ear's about to get bit off and my toes about to be broke. You got to be old to understand what I'm preaching right there. So how's it going in that arena? Living the dream. You know what I'm saying, Amanda? I've got an opportunity that God allowed me to face every struggle, not from the time I was 18, from the time I was born breech with an umbilical cord around my neck.
Oh, dude, she was born breech with an umbilical cord around her neck. Dude! Oh! Guys, dude, like punk rock politics, let's go, Stephanie! All right, guys! Dude, we're 17 away, 5 minutes! Hold on, we're gonna have to put Paula on hold. Dude, born breech with the, man, she's just had it rough, guys, from the beginning, right? But let me just tell you, she works the stripper pole like no preacher out there. She does, dude. She's good on the pole. Word has it, in the White House, they have a stripper pole in her office, and apparently she's really good on the pole. Dude, the only person better on the pole than her is Benny Johnson, right? Let's go. Dude, oh shit. Dude, not as good as Melania. Dude, I'll be honest, I don't think Melania can even do the pole, guys. Let's be honest. I know I have that picture on the thumbnail, but I don't think Melania can do the pole, dude. She has no skills, dude. Dude, Steph, let's go. 4 minutes, guys. We had to secure the dance party. Let's go. All right, we are 16 away. Let's get it, baby. Here's a little sampling. I'm wearing shorts tonight because it's fucking 200 degrees in here. You love the thumbnail? I do like that AI photo of Melania and fucking Jeffrey Epstein. It's a good photo. The mushroom pole. Thank you, Ella. I didn't need to think about that, but dude, the pole. Yeah, no, I think Melania, dude, every day I see people say Melania speaks 5 languages. Now they're saying she speaks 6. Dude, nobody has ever heard Melania speak another language. I defy you to show me a fucking video where she has spoken any language. There's not a video online of her speaking another language anywhere. 3 minutes, guys. Halfway there. Let's go. So we're halfway to that mushroom pole, boss. Let's get it. Dude, you're sorry? It's okay. Dude, we love the mushroom pole. There's room for all mushroom poles. She can speak Slovenian. She can't even speak English, dude. Give me a fucking break, dude. Dude, she can't even speak English, boss. She's been here 30 fucking years and she sounds like she arrived 2 days ago. Seriously, guys, listen to me. We buy tamales from an undocumented woman who cooks these amazing tamales. Okay. And sometimes we have funny conversations because she doesn't really speak any English and my Spanish is more limited than it should be. And we, like, Melania speaks worse English than the woman we buy tamales from. They are the best tamales you've ever had, too, by the way. 2 minutes, guys. Oh, shit. Dance party. Dude, are we having dance party or no dance party? 2 minutes. Dude, yeah, her English is so bad. Dude, Melania's. Steph, dance party. Come on, Bongs, let's go. Dude, I love tamales. Let's go. Dude, yeah, Zelensky speaks way better English. All right, 1.5 minutes. 14 away. Oh, shit, boss. You're craving a tamale? I think we may have to reset this. Let's go. Let's get it. Dance party. Dude, Ella, let's go. Dude, Girl Friday and Tuesday, let's go. There we go. 1 minute, guys. 12 away. We got this. You think it's okay to make fun? Dude, guys, here's why I think it's okay to make fun of Melania Trump. Because one, that is punching up, okay? It is totally okay to punch up. You're craving a dance party. Let's go. Number two is she is a figure in authority. She is the fucking vice president. The first lady. Sorry, she's not the vice president. Food for Less parking lot in 𝗙cie 𝗵𝗃 the best. Let's go. Dude, she is the first lady. So she is a representative, like, of, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times first ladies get involved in education and shit like that. But like, man, dude, you ready? Hold on, Ella, let's go. We got 10 seconds. We need 9 and 10. Let's go, baby. All right, we're going to just start 3, 2, 1. We just missed that, but that's all right. We will start another goal for 10, and then we'll fucking get it that way. We'll do 10 in 15 minutes. There we go. To get the remainders. So let me just tell you, okay? There it is. So number one, guys, the thing with Melania is it is punching up. She is the first lady, okay? So she should be a shining example. But guys, my real issue with Melania, because I totally understand if somebody, whatever, is an immigrant, they're learning English, they're getting new to it. You may have trouble understanding them as they would if we were speaking their language. But guys, their entire political platform is based on this idea of assimilation. Their words, not mine. They have made a cornerstone of their entire political movement about immigrants. You need to assimilate. You need to, like, speak English. You need to become a part of the country. Right? And that woman has assimilated like 0% boss. She not learned how to speak good English. She can't speak clearly. She's supposed to be the one inspiring the school children and talking about immigration and shit, but she herself has not assimilated at all. Okay, she sounds like she moved here 2 days ago, and she's like telling us how to like behave. And to me, that's the problem. It's the fucking hypocrisy, okay? It's the hypocrisy, guys. Dude, Peters, FDT, let's go. Appreciate you, Peter. Dude, Steph sells stuff by the seashore. Let's go. Thank you, boss. Dude, Victor is, what is that? That is 8647. Victor in the Roman numerals, bringing a little Roman Empire to the 8647. Let's go. Let's go, Victor. I see you, boss. But you know what I'm saying? It's that assimilation stuff. Okay, and we are going to look into her in a minute in the Michael Wolff shit. Oh, hey, NSA, let's go. We're going to go ahead and secure this dance party real quick. This is too much time with her. Ew, yes. We're going to watch one more Paula White clip, okay, because I am on a, on a Paula White kick here a little bit. Because, dude, this shit is unnerving, guys, okay? Now, there is also, let me just tell you, okay, Tide, I don't want to go into this because I don't know how accurate it is, okay? And I will look into this more. But obviously, we know that whatever Trump's ballroom is more about what's going underneath that ballroom than what is in that, than the ballroom itself. So something is going on with, this attempted religious takeover where these people want to conquer like us, okay? The non-MAGA Christian fucking weirdos. They want to conquer us and they don't care if we have zero representation. They don't care if we get put into, those concentration camps. They don't. It's pretty obvious. They don't care about any of our rights because we're Satan, we're demons, we're devils. But I feel like whatever's going under that ballroom is connected to this shit, guys. And on top of that, okay, on top of this, guys, we have this shit going on where let me find the bookmark. We have this shit going on with Trump's judges, okay? Did you see this clip? Look at this clip, guys, okay? You ready? Please, for the sake of God, don't steal Paula from me. Dude, Elf, I'm sorry, boss. Actually, maybe we'll just let you have Paula, all right? She's all yours, boss. But, dude, watch this. Guys, this is the Senate, and the guy that is speaking here, you ready? This guy is nominated to be a judge. Okay, this guy is nominated by Trump. He's one of the judicial nominees to be a judge to serve on a circuit court, right? One of the fucking circuit courts for life, mind you. Well, watch this clip, guys. This is the most batshit 90 seconds you will ever fucking see in your life.
Mr. Mark, if I might, just tell me about the 22nd Amendment. What does it provide?
The 22nd Amendment, Senator, my career has mostly been in criminal prosecution. I haven't had an opportunity to use that one specifically.
Anyone able to help on the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution?
Well, Senator, I believe it is the amendment that deals with a two-term limitation on
Correct.
service.
It states no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. Mr. Mark, is President Trump eligible to run for president again in 2028?
Senator, without considering all the facts and looking at everything, depending on what the situation is, this to me strikes as more of a hypothetical of something that could be.
It's not a hypothetical. Has President Trump been elected president twice?
President Trump has been certified the president of the United States 2 times.
Is he eligible to run for a third term under our Constitution?
I would have to review the
All I need to tell you is
it.
the language of the constitutional amendment that makes it clear that no, he is not eligible to run for a third term. Anybody else brave enough to say that the Constitution of the United States prevents President Trump from seeking a third term? Anybody willing to apply the Constitution by its plain language in the 22nd Amendment?
None of the judicial nominees sitting there, none of them, there's a whole row of them being asked. None of them will say, no, he cannot run for a third term.
Nobody. Now, I want you to notice 2 things, okay? Because did you notice the language this guy used? Okay? Because he asked him, okay, the 22nd Amendment, if you look at the 22nd Amendment, guys, okay, it's real simple. It does not mince anything. Okay, the 22nd Amendment here, Library of Congress. No person shall be elected to the office of president more than twice, and no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of president more than once. Okay, this article shall not apply to anyone holding office of the president when the article was proposed by Congress, and shall not prevent any person who may be holding the office of president or acting as president during the term with which this article becomes operative from holding the office of president. So basically it's saying it didn't apply to anyone while it was happening. It's only in the future. Okay? Right? But it's real clear that no one shall be elected more than twice. But guys, I want you to notice the language this guy uses, okay? Because when he asks them that, he says, it says, nobody may be elected twice. Has Donald Trump been elected twice? And did you hear what he said? He said Donald Trump was certified. He said certified, okay? He used the word certified, which is really interesting right here. Watch this.
Person shall be elected to the office of the...
Well, Senator, I believe it is the amendment that deals with a two-term limitation on
Correct.
the service
It
of the
states
president.
no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. Mr. Mark, is President Trump eligible to run for president again in 2028?
Senator, without considering all the facts and looking at everything, depending on what the situation is, this to me strikes as more of a hypothetical of something that could be.
It's not a
raised.
hypothetical. Has President Trump been elected president twice?
Here it is.
President Trump has been certified the president of the United States 2 times.
He said President Trump has been certified the president of the United States 2 times. He did not say elected. The wording in that fucking 22nd Amendment says no person shall be elected to the office of president more than twice. But his response was Donald Trump has been certified president twice, right? Isn't that wild? Because it is obvious that they are like trying to have some sort of end around with the language about certification versus being elected, or I don't know what they're trying to cook up. But we know though, guys, you ready? We know that the Supreme Court is illegitimate, okay? The Supreme Court right now is illegitimate, guys. They just made a ruling they did 2 things, guys. There was a court case about a district in Louisiana, and the Supreme Court made them argue a different case so they could rule on the civil rights, the Voting Rights Act. Okay, this Supreme Court is completely illegitimate. They have gone rogue. They are now commanding, like, people who come before them argue different cases to suit the Heritage Foundation, like, / Paula White religious agenda. So this shit is fucking crazy, bro. So, but we have to pay attention to that. The way he said that, okay, was crazy, guys.
This to me strikes as more of a hypothetical
Right
of something
here.
that could
It's
be
not a
raised.
hypothetical. Has President Trump been elected president twice?
President Trump has been certified the president of the United States 2 times.
Has been certified the president of the United States 2 times. He won't say elected, right? Isn't that wild, guys? Dude. Dude. Like, strike and strike and strike and strike. Guys, they are at war, okay? They are at war, man. Bro. I'm telling you, though, you know, if that motherfucker tries to stay for a third term, he's going to regret it. Okay? He is going to regret it. And so are all of them. Try me. Let's go. Try us. Dude, I mean, you would hope, right? Like there would be a revolution, wouldn't there? Wouldn't there? If Trump tries to just stay in power, like we're having a revolution, correct? And I'm not wrong in that, right? At that point, we start building the worldwide coalition and we have to go in and remove the parasite, right? You know? Sorry, you have to become Batman and become a vigilante justice provider. Dude, let's go. Dude, let's go. All right, guys, 2 minutes. We're 4 away, guys. Let's go. We need 4 more. We got 2 minutes. We are down to the wire. We're getting this, though. We are getting this, all right? Dude, yeah, no, Trump has been a lifelong scammer. But yeah, I mean, we are going to look at Trump's health, dude. Dude, let's go. Oh, hey, NSA, let's go. Dude, 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏 says, let's secure this dance. We're getting it, boss. 2 more. Pine Box Dance Party, LFG, 1 more. Yeah, dude, this guy looks fucking psycho. Dude, let's go. We're way over. It's not counting them all. Let's go. We did it. We achieved it. Let's go. So I will say, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Michael Douglas in Falling Down. You have a doctor appointment tomorrow too, Stephanie? Let's go. Me too. You ready? Look at this shit. Did you guys see Falling Down? All right. Dude, Falling Down was a great 90s movie about a man who fucking loses his shit, dude. Dude, this is totally him, bro. Dude, same vibes. Dude, exact same vibes, boss. Oh, shit. Dude, he flips out and he fucking, like, he gets fired from his job. He can't find a job and he snaps and he starts taking guns and just like holding people hostage and shit, dude. Yes. Yes. He freaks out and just has a meltdown and fucking starts like, you know, going off. Dude, Forrest, what's his name? What's his name? There's a guy who plays this crazy racist working at a fucking army surplus store. It is fucking a really good movie, disturbing. He does look like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man too. Right? His Peter Parker. Right? He definitely has the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker look too. Right? Yep, definitely. Definitely similar vibe. Very much so. No, it's not Forrest Whitaker. It's this guy. The guy who was in Valley Girl. The guy who played the girl's father in Valley Girl that owned the vegan health food store. Okay? Dude, let's go, dude. Ethan! He's a really good actor. He always plays like it is Frederick Forrest. That's who it is. Frederick Forrest. It's this guy. Frederick Forrest. He plays a crazy like Nazi in this army surplus store. And he was also in Valley Girl. He was her dad in Valley Girl. He played her dad at the health food store. He's a great actor. It's wild because in Valley Girl, he plays this hippie, like, oh, hey, man, this hippie stoner dad who's like really cool. And then in Falling Down, he plays like this gnarly fucking Nazi dude who is like, you know, showing him like Hitler shit. I mean, this is a really fucked up role, dude. That movie, he's showing him like, he is like, oh, dude. He's fucking bizarre, boss. A very crazy movie. Dude, good movie. This chick next to him looks just as bad. I don't know. I think she's in the audience. She's not a judge. I think she's in the audience. I don't know if she's a judge, if they have two rows. But yeah, this is one of the crazier things I've ever seen, guys. This clip, I mean, just showing you where we're at. Like, Trump is nominating judges that are ignoring the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? They are nominating judges that are interpreting the U.S. Constitution in ways that, like, have nothing to do with reality. Yeah, they are publicly ignoring this shit because they're being elected to the bench in order to defy the U.S. Constitution and to try and help Trump stay in power, or whatever the agenda is other than Trump. Because you have to figure the Trump, whatever, having another term is just a minor part of the ploy. Like, it's basically this idea that they're willing to eschew the actual wording of the U.S. Constitution to meet whatever their intended agenda is, right? That, like, these guys are not interpreting the Constitution. They are there to find loopholes in it. It's pretty gnarly stuff, dude. You know, and when you combine that shit with Paula White, okay, right? When you combine that shit with Paula White, we have some crazy Heritage Foundation shit going on, okay? I mean, look at this, dude. Look at this one. You ready? Watch this. This is, again, she's using the White House to grift, okay? She goes to the White House and hangs out with President Trump, and then she goes to the mega churches and is like, Trump is Jesus, and I'm his, like, spiritual guy, and make sure to write down your credit card PIN for us. And, you know, if you don't vote for Trump and the Republicans, you're going to hell. I mean, they have incorporated politics woven directly into these people's ability to get into heaven. What we're looking at, guys, we've talked before about the Reformation. I don't know if any of you have studied religion, but there was a period called the Reformation where the Catholic Church got so out of control that they were just straight up selling entrance to heaven. You could buy heaven, and they were just like cashing in. Okay, the church was so corrupt that there was it was not even the religion anymore. It was just a straight up, you buy heaven from us. And we are in that same level of corruption. But what they're doing now is they're not directly saying you have to give me money or you're going to hell. They're now saying if you don't vote for the Republicans, you're going to hell. Like, they are tying it to political power. Okay? They are directly tying it to political power. Parents are taking kids to these churches at like the age of 2, and they're being taught that the Republicans are going to heaven and the Democrats are demons and they're going to hell. And like, they're literally being ingrained with this shit, guys. It is wild, okay? It is wild. Watch this.
Wherever I go, God rules. When I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds. I had every right and authority to declare the White House as holy ground because I was standing there, and where I stand is holy.
Dude,
To say no
what the fuck?
to President Trump would be saying no to God.
Look at this. Look at this, guys.
To say no to President Trump would be saying no to God. And I won't do that.
We are in a spiritual war right now. Let every demonic network that has aligned itself against the purpose, against the calling of President Trump, let it be broken, let it be torn down in the name of Jesus.
You want me to tell you what my thoughts are? The thoughts of the King of Kings, the thoughts of the Lord of Lords. I'm downloading heaven.
And there's our favorite. Dude, isn't that crazy? Dude, she's literally saying, like, saying no to President Trump would be saying no to God. Right? Right? Dude, if you're talking about Robert Morris, we've already covered that guy. Right? Robert Morris. I've made several videos about Robert Morris. Right? Dude, isn't that crazy? Dude, that shit is wacky. Wherever she goes is holy. I mean, guys, this is not, we're not in, we're not in normal politics anymore. You know what I'm saying? We are no longer in a normal political realm. Dude, oh shit. All right. Yikes. Dude, yeah, no, we are. When are they going to release the rage virus? See, I don't know what their fucking overall plan is here, guys. You know what I mean? I mean, I've noticed, I've noticed like little things, okay? Like, the purchasing of TikTok and how if you are critical of Christianity, TikTok silences you. And so there's little things going on. Now they have concentrated efforts, to use, you may have noticed like Harmeet Dhillon, okay? Look at what she said, okay? If you look at what Harmeet Dhillon said after the voting rights thing, you ready? So they canceled out the Voting Rights Act with this illegitimate decision about Louisiana, okay? The Louisiana case comes to the Supreme Court. They make them argue a different case. They overturn the Voter Rights Act and essentially say, okay, these districts are no longer allowed. But look at what Harmeet Dhillon, she is the civil rights attorney. Okay, so her job is supposed to be, if you're black and you're being discriminated against, this woman would be running the department that would protect you. If you were a transgender student or faculty at a college and they're trying to run you out of town, her job would be to protect you. But look at what she did, okay? Look at what she said, boss, right here. Let me find the post, okay? Because she went nuts. All right, you ready? Let me find her post, okay? Because as soon as that Supreme Court decision came, okay, she made a proclamation from her fucking department. All right? Where was it here? Was it, dude, let me see. Let me find it. Dude, we're in trouble, Sam. We are. But right here, okay, you ready? So what she's doing, let me find the fucking announcement. Because basically what Harmeet Dhillon did is she said this, guys. She said that not only, like, now that the Supreme Court has ruled on the Voting Rights Act about those districts no longer being allowed, that the federal government is now going to go into every state that has a majority black district and try to, like, force those districts to be broken up. Now, you could say that those districts are majority Democrat. Like that's the thing that's going to be complicated here is you can't, I don't think you can force somebody to break them up, because they could also be majority Democrat districts, okay? Because most black people vote Democratic. But the problem is in the South, they were protected, but now they're not protected. Now you can say this is a majority Democrat district, but they can break up majority Democrat districts as they see fit. Before, because of the Voting Rights Act protecting black people's right to vote, if that majority district was black people, it was protected from being broken up. But she's saying that she's going to sue states that have those districts to try to force states to redraw their maps. Like, they're going to take it a step further, okay, to try and fucking, like, force people to change their maps. I want to find the thing here where she says this. It's, like, really alarming. Right here. Yeah, look at this. It says, Justice Department says it will enforce the SCOTUS ruling in every state with racially gerrymandered districts. So now what they have said is now they've said that they're like the federal government is saying they're going to start enforcing, you know, a forced breakup of any district that is racially gerrymandered, right? Which means any district that has a majority of black people. Now, they're going to obviously face legal challenges because, like I said, they are also Democratic districts, but it is crazy, like, because it's not even just a ruling. It is like now the federal government is going to enforce rolling back civil rights legislation. Like, they are literally erasing the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. They are erasing our landmark civil rights legislation, and they're trying to use the federal government to enforce it. Now, there has been 50 years of resentment, guys, 70 years of resentment, because I don't know, we don't really have this discussion openly, but, like, one of the things we do need to realize is the South did not desegregate because they wanted to, okay? South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas, and Mississippi, okay? Those states and Tennessee, they did not desegregate because they wanted to. They did not desegregate because the law required them to. they desegregated because the federal government sent the National Guard down there and forced them at fucking gunpoint. This is what we forget about, okay? The federal government used the military, right? They used the National Guard and they forced these states at gunpoint to obey the fucking law. And then they made it so they couldn't change their electoral maps without permission from the Attorney General or the federal government's commission to prevent them from resegregating and denying black people of color their voting rights. And so they have been living in resentment for 70 years. And now with Donald Trump and the Heritage Foundation backing and Elon Musk and Miriam Adelson's money, now these motherfuckers are using the federal government to now force people, right, back to the 1950s of allowing the southern states to do whatever the fuck they want, right? Isn't that crazy that 70 years later, they're still like fighting to be able to like take away any black power? Isn't that fucking wild? Like, dude, guys, it is like mind blowing to me, you know? You know what I'm saying? It is mind blowing to me. I mean, there were like, there was like threats of, you know, armed rebellion, you know, like, I don't know, dude, pretty crazy. Right. And so they're trying their best to force this shit, bro. It is wild. You know what I'm saying? It is fucking wild, boss. Right? Well, the National Guard can be used when things are declared, right? When you go to court and you get approval, right? Like, you know, they use the National Guard during the riots after Rodney King and shit. So you can't use the National Guard unless you get like legal approval if there's like a declared emergency. And so in the South, there were actually some fucking skirmishes, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Wallace, dude, the remnants of the Dixiecrats. I mean, dude, this shit was gnarly. And it was, the epicenter was like really, Arkansas was a huge epicenter. Obviously, Mississippi and Alabama were huge epicenters, you know. But I mean, the history of that is so gnarly, guys. You know, it's crazy. I just can't believe that, like, we let that happen. Like, how did we let this happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, how were people, you know what I mean? Like, dude, we had 2016. How the fuck did we elect Donald Trump again? Like, what kind of sadomasochistic, like, you know, self-harming is America engaged in? Like, what were we thinking, guys? You know what I mean? What were we thinking? You know? Like, bro, all because a black man became president and some gay people got to live free, get married, and transgender people got to go to the bathroom. That's literally it, right? Isn't that crazy? Brutal, dude. Just brutal shit, you know? Oh, all right. Moving on. Dude, we got to look at Trump and Hakeem Jeffries, dude. Dude, all right, there's Trump. He has all the cards. If you have all the Uno cards, you're losing, Trumpy. All right? But, all right, so here's Trump, guys. Dude, I got to say, okay, again, Hakeem Jeffries is like, I don't know why all of a sudden I mean, I do know why. he is getting under Trump's skin. Okay, Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries is Trump's new target, dude. Dude, Hakeem Jeffries is Trump's new target. And why? Because he's going to be impeaching him. Okay, so like, first off, Hakeem has aligned with some of the more aggressive forces. I think he realized he was going to lose his job if he didn't like come around. Okay, and the Schumer shit going on, and Mamdani winning. I think Hakeem is fucking, you know, once I saw him and Mamdani and AOC sort of like starting to integrate, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we have power next. You know what I'm saying? Right? And so dude, he is now Trump's new target. Okay? Oh shit, dude. Dude, Anna's defending Candace. Look out. Hey, dude, Anna's got to defend Candace, though. Candace is on Tucker, Team Tucker, right? That makes sense, right? Anna's going to defend Candy O because Candy O is Team Tucker. Dude, I can't wait, guys. Can I just say, I can't wait to see 2028 because Anna and Cenk are going to have their hand forced, okay? Right? They're going to have their hand forced. 2028 is going to be ground zero. Like Anna and Cenk, they're going to be forced. They are, because we know they are not going to defend any Democrat. Okay? They're going to be forced. But anyway, Hakeem Jeffries is now Trump's new target. So look at this. Trump he posts, Trump doesn't really often call a men low IQ. This is pretty new for Trump, for him to call men low IQ. But look at this. Look at this fucking True Social right here. All right. He says, Hakeem Jeffries, a low IQ individual, said our Supreme Court is illegitimate. After saying such a thing, isn't he subject to impeachment? I got impeached for a perfect phone call. Where are you, Republicans? Why not get it started? They'll be doing this to me. President Donald J. Trump. So now, dude, now Donald Trump is his latest little whatever Epstein distraction, his latest $6 gallon of gas distraction, is trying to create some sort of impeachment calls for Hakeem Jeffries because Hakeem Jeffries called the Supreme Court illegitimate. Okay? Dude, I know, dude. Trump calling people low IQ. Okay, look at
today's decision by this illegitimate Supreme Court majority.
Dude, there you go. I mean, let's be real.
Today's decision by this illegitimate Supreme Court majority strikes a blow against the Voting Rights Act and is designed to undermine the ability of communities of color all across this country to elect their candidate of choice. But we're not here to step back. We're here to fight back.
Yes.
Now, when this decision came out earlier today, it's an unacceptable decision, but not an unexpected decision. Because this isn't even really the Roberts Court. It's the Trump Court.
Yes.
And what we would expect from the Trump Court is an effort to continue their scheme to suppress the vote and rig the midterm elections and beyond. Because these extremists have failed America in every possible way. They failed on the economy. They failed on health care. They're failing as it relates to this reckless and costly war of choice. The extremists have completely and totally failed America.
That's right.
So they've concluded, aided and abetted by the Trump court, that they have to cheat to win.
Yes.
All right, so dude, Trump did not like that. Dude, B. Wolff says, could you imagine a Democratic supermajority in the midterms? I dream so hard that will happen. Dude, I mean, B. Wolff, I would love it. I am not anticipating that though by any means. Dude, Sam, breaks my heart to witness the absolute downfall. Hey guys, let me just tell you though, guys. I mean, guys, this is where the rubber hits the road though. Okay? Because at some point you got to dig deep and we got to say, like, are we going to fight for this shit? Or are we going to take this shit standing down? You know what I'm saying? Right? I mean, are we going to fight for it or are we going to take it standing down? And you know, I mean, we don't know where this is going to go if this shitter tries to leave. But for the time being, though, now Trump is picking a war with Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem got the official low IQ individual tag, which is usually reserved for black women. Okay, did I miss one? I think I may have missed one. Hold on, let me double check here. Right, B Wolff and no, I got Ethan's. Okay, and Quarg, let's go, dude. Quarg, I think I missed yours, boss. Thank you, Quarg. Appreciate you. But so, guys, this is usually reserved for black women. Okay, Trump does not often break out the low IQ, right? Low IQ is always black, but he doesn't normally break it out for men. It's usually black women and women of color that get that. Okay, he occasionally does throw it at Gavin, but it is unusual to me, guys, to see Donald Trump even react to Hakeem Jeffries. Like, he is not normally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Trump has not normally focused on Hakeem. Okay? Now, he fucking did this picture. Dude, Trump fucking, like, tweeted this picture. Remember? The bat? Oh, my God, dude. Fucking... What are we doing, bro? This is so funny. This picture is like from forever ago, right? Trump is so like, dude, he just cannot, like, he can't get these people out of his fucking head at all, right? And so what happened was Jeffries, okay? Dude, Jeffries tweeted, "Do you need a hug? Be best." Okay? There we go, dude. Because he said low IQ Democrat minority leader Hakeem Jeffries is nothing but a thug. Okay? A thug. Right? There we go with the fucking, you know, the racial, you know, criminal overtones. This thug was a word that they used big in the 90s, okay? Those of you who were around in the 90s, you remember, like, thug became the kind of the N-word of the 90s, okay? That was a real popular one that they used in the 90s and beyond, and Trump has continued using this as a, you know, a way of, like, N-wording black people, right? It was pretty blatant. It was, you know, politicians have used this shit. I mean, it started, of course, once the N-word disappeared. This started, I mean, I remember first it started in the 80s with Ronald Reagan. He used welfare queen, okay? And that was one that started with fucking black women. It started with the black women. Okay, that's what I really remember was Ronald Reagan and the welfare queen. And there it was this urban legend of like black women being on welfare and having like a fancy purse. Okay. And that was the first one that latched on. And right. And then they moved from the ghetto. Then it was the hood. They started taking black terminology. Thug got popularized in the 90s. Thug is still gone, you know, is still around. Trump uses it. But you see this language modify and shit, right? But dude, nothing but a thug. And he said, do you need a hug? Be best. Okay, be best. Dude, oh shit. But now, guys, you ready though? Like, look at this though. Let me just show you the right-wing media machine, guys. Okay? Because look at this. Look at what's happening. Okay? Look at what they've been posting today, dude. Okay? Says Donald Trump, right? President Trump calls on Hakeem Jeffries to be removed from office. Right? Dude, do they have USB ports? No way, dude. Guys, can I just tell you? I use rechargeable batteries always, okay? You don't buy batteries. Rechargeables, boss. All right? But look at this shit, okay? Are they rechargeable? If they're rechargeable, then fuck yeah, boss. No, dude, rechargeable batteries are the only way to go, boss. I'm serious. You got to use rechargeables. I've been doing that for like 15 years. They're the best money saver out there. But look at this shit. So guys, this was today's little thing. This is today's, you know how Ashley St. Clair said that there is fucking, right? Ashley St. Clair talked about the group chats, right? This is today's group chat. All right. Hakeem Jeffries removed for office. He's the new Ilhan Omar. Okay, they moved on from Ilhan Omar. Now they're on to Hakeem Jeffries, removed for saying the Supreme Court is illegitimate. They're calling for his removal from office. Okay, look at this shit. Dude, you ready? All of them were doing this, right? Oh my God, he said Jeffries derangement syndrome. Oh shit, dude. But look at this. Okay? Look at the right wingers. They've all been posting this. President Trump, all of this. Look at this, guys. Look at the timing of this. Okay? Because look at these accounts. Okay? Look at this tweet. It was 3:59 p.m. Okay? 3:59 p.m. Now look at Eric Doherty. Did the same thing. Trump calls for the removal of Hakeem Jeffries. Okay, look at the timing. 4:02 p.m. 3 minutes after fucking Nick Sortor's. Okay? Now look at the other ones. Let's look at the other ones of these guys. Because the call went out today, dude. Rapid Response 47 promoted this. 3:51 p.m. Okay? Trump's nephew, where is it? Where are the other ones? We're going to look at all of these, guys. Gunther Eagleman, censure Hakeem Jeffries. This was 6 hours ago. Now Gunther Eagleman, they should censure or expel for literally for a representative saying something. They're like now like, oh, you say the Supreme Court is illegitimate. Expel, censure. Dude, what the fuck world are we living in, guys? Okay? Right? Look at this. Then right after Gunther Eagleman does it, MAGA Voice does it. Should be removed from office immediately. Okay? Isn't that crazy? Libs of TikTok. I mean, dude, the orders went out. The orders went out today, boss. Right? Isn't that wild? Dude, that is wild, boss. It is pretty crazy that these guys, this was like their order. Here's another one, breaking 911, okay? Right? This happened at 3:51, the minute that the rapid response went out, okay? Like all of them are like in tandem. The minute the orders go out, dude, they're just like across the board, everybody's putting this shit out, right? That now they want to remove people for their words, okay? Isn't that crazy? I mean, dude, this is wild. This is fucking, it is pretty wild, like what we're up against here. You know, it is definitely coordinated. And the other thing that was doing it was leading report. I don't know if you guys know about this, but this thing right here, the leading report, this is a right-wing site that used to have a section up here for the Biden crime family. This is a complete right-wing AI news site that is run by Patrick, what's his name? Is this guy? Oh, what's his name? Dude, it's crazy. Patrick Webb. That's who it is. Okay. It's a fake news site by Patrick Webb. I couldn't remember his name, dude. This guy right here. Okay. He is a founder. Now, the leading report started several years ago, guys. This was one of the early ones. This was when they started their foray into the anti-trans propaganda that they brought into the gaming community back in like 2021. I was in the gaming community. I watched this shit go on. They started leading report, okay? Dude, they started this guy. And I mean, this goes way back to like the barber who said he had a $10,000 energy bill from Biden and Harris and whatever. All of this shit is like staged right-wing propaganda. Dude, they've been doing this shit for years, guys. Okay? But this started right after the pandemic with their anti-trans propaganda. Now it has 1 million followers, but this is all fake news. Okay? And they were doing it too, dude. So this remarks went out at 4:20 p.m. Leading report was posting this shit about Hakeem Jeffries today too. They got, let's see when they did theirs. Okay. Theirs was also 4:09, right? Boom, 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 boom. A 20-minute cycle from like 3:50 p.m. to 4:10, where all of these right-wing sites were just going crazy, dude. Dude, isn't that wild? Right? And I mean, they've been hammering away on Hakeem since this came out. But dude, it is crazy. It is like fucking serious coordination. Right? And of course, Elon Musk, Twitter is like the epicenter of this. Dude, it's wild, dude. Crazy. Dude, those angels from Africa and South America. I mean, you would think. Dude, Trump has it out, boss. Right? I mean, this shit is wild, dude. It is. What are we doing? All right. Last but not least, we're going to look at a little Melania. Why don't all the lefties leave Twitter? Dude, why would you do that, boss? Right? You're going to just give them that propaganda network? Like, you realize that Twitter shows up in fucking search results, right? If all the left-wing people left Twitter, anything you search for would be pulling up only right-wing propaganda. because Twitter tweets are like one of the first things that show up in your search results, right? You can't. Like, are we just going to give them? Like, that's how we got into this mess, was by left-wingers kind of like refusing to be vocal. And you know, I mean, kind of during the pandemic, I feel like we got lazy. And when that shit with, you know, Dylan Mulvaney went down and their fucking crazy campaigns against Bud Light and shit, I feel like we got lazy. We ceded them the ground. And then Elon bought the fucking social media network, you know, which Jack was, I mean, guys, Jack fucked us, okay? Make no mistake about it, okay? It's this guy right here, dude. He fucked us, okay? Because he wanted to start Blue Sky. Literally, guys. I mean, this guy played, okay? Because Elon made this crazy thing about, oh, I'm going to make an offer or whatever. Then he tried to get out of it. And then Jack Dorsey basically compelled it because Jack Dorsey knew what was going to happen. And he wanted to create Blue Sky because Blue Sky is where you get to keep your handle, right? It's like a proprietary technology. And Jack Dorsey knew that a whole bunch of transgender and left-wing people would leave Twitter. And so he used the Nazification of Twitter in order to start his own fucking, you know, his next project. I mean, let's be real, guys. You know, Dorsey 100% was fucking like, all right, fuck it. Let's do this. Dude, he's a scoundrel, boss. Right? He is a scoundrel. Scoundrel. Oh shit. But yeah, I mean, my thing is this, guys. If you can't hang and you like Twitter is too much for you, I totally understand leaving for like, you know, left wing or for your mental health sake. I totally get that. I would never say people need to stay on Twitter, but the reality is, guys, is you can't give people like primary social outlets that are ingrained. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I mean, you can't give up territory and expect to win the fight. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like if they force you off, then fine. But you know, but social media is the new battleground, guys. It is. It is a new battleground. And you gotta realize this, guys. It's about the new users. Okay, it's not so much about libs of TikTok. It's about preventing libs of TikTok from being the only thing young kids who join Twitter see. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because young people see that, you know? It's like the same reason why I went back to playing Fortnite, you know, because, you know, I'm still going to participate in the gaming community and still remain somewhat. I'm not just going to give the gaming community entirely to the anti-trans people, you know what I'm saying? We can't give Twitter, you know, if Blue Sky all of a sudden gets inundated with a bunch of right-wingers, you're not going to just leave it and give it to them, you know, I mean, that's just how I feel. I feel like if you give them things, you know, that's not a good idea. Ah. Dude, it is it is still an active news news source, right? Twitter is still pretty much the standard. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a mercenary sacrificing your mental health. Yeah, you don't want to sacrifice your mental health. But guys, there's a lot of misconceptions, okay, that you know, I mean, I don't know, dude. I would say just don't be lazy, okay? Because people think, oh, if you stop talking about Erica Kirk, she's going to go away. Or if you just leave the platform that the right-wingers are trying to dominate, that, like, if you just leave it, it takes the problem away. And it doesn't really work like that, you know, because whether you want it to be true or not, like, social media is now ingrained in the fabric of American society and world society. And it is a battlefield where young minds are discovering, okay? There are 6-year-olds that are getting online and they're seeing this shit. And so, you know, you do have to offer them, you have to offer them some truth. I know it's scary to think about, guys. You know what I mean? And YouTube is way more active left wing. I still think there's a robust left wing on Twitter. There absolutely is. There's a robust left wing on Twitter. You know what I'm surprised by, guys? I am surprised that there hasn't been more of a right-wing presence on fucking Blue Sky. I'm actually surprised that they have not, like, tried to create more of a presence on Blue Sky. Okay? I'm actually surprised by that. I know they're trying to in bits and pieces, but it hasn't really taken. What is Threads like? I'll be honest, guys, I post to Threads, but I don't spend any time there. Right? Why waste your energy thinking you will change a cult member name? I don't know what that means, right? But, like, it's not about changing cult members. It's about combating misinformation, guys, right? If you acquiesce to the lie, there will never be truth. It's not about changing minds. You know what I'm saying? You're naive if you think people that are fighting misinformation are changing minds, right? You know, that's a naive way of putting it. Okay. I mean, this is like even the way I am in my replies. Okay. I don't reply to shit on Twitter to change the mind of the person I'm arguing with. I reply to shit on Twitter to put out information of people that read replies. You know what I'm saying? Like people read replies. And if you have a big account, they're reading your replies. Real people are. And they're looking at the conversations that take place. And so the thing is your reach is a lot further than you think it is. So you're not arguing with people to change their mind. I argue with people to leave nuggets of truth. So people that are reading those replies have truthful alternatives to access. And then when they do their own investigation, they're also getting the truth, right? You know, and so that's really what it is. It's like information warfare, you know what I'm saying? That's what is happening now is we're engaged in information warfare constantly. You know, it's not about changing minds. You know, at this point, guys, if you think social media is like, I mean, social media is now like a I don't know how to describe it. It is like I feel like social media is now a it's like I don't know how to describe it. I feel like social media is it's like an energy web. You know what I mean? It's like an energy web is what it is. Like people, if you think about it, guys, instead of thinking about, even with the bots, okay, when you think about it, even with the bots or the real people, it is like, it is an energy that like people, you plug into it, okay? Social media is words and pixels and images, but it's beyond that, guys. It is an energy conduit that people plug into to relax, to laugh, to get rageful, to try and offload their rage. And then there's like AI that interfaces with it, and bot farms interface with it, and political movements are interfacing with it. But it is an energy source that people plug into and they interact with, and they leave. Some people leave energy, like people have a bad day and they go onto social media and they try to rage out on people. Or if somebody's looking for sympathy, or they're looking for like, oh my God, something really bad happened to me, I need some showing of support, right? It is actually an energy field that we plug into now. And you can try to dismiss it, but it's very real, okay? It is a very real, like I don't know, it's almost ethereal in a way because it exists on the web, but we're interfacing with it 24/7, okay? Like when something major happens in the world, it spreads along with all the fake stories along this energy web. And so we now, whether we want to or not, we now have sort of a responsibility of like not giving that energy web up to like darker forces, you know? I mean, it is what it is, guys. You know, it's like, but it's very real now. It is very like, you know, integrated into our psyches, you know? I mean, I think it's actually really beneficial. You know, I really do, guys. I mean, looking at like a life before social media and after social media, there's like people's access to information, like critical thinking, and people that are really doing more than just, you know, sitting around fucking taking up space. I feel like the positives far outweigh the negatives. They really do. I mean, you wouldn't see like, you know, the shit that's going on with, you know, like world movements on climate and Gaza and all that shit. Like a lot of people are having access to information because of the internet and social media way younger. And so I think that it's a net positive for the developing brains. You know what I'm saying? Stop paying people to post. Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, it's just being jacked. And I think, you know, it's going to evolve too. It will evolve, guys. You know, it's going to ebb and flow. I mean, all things go through cycles, you know what I'm saying? Like if you even look at the media, the way the media was used during McCarthyism, okay, right? If you go back and look at how media was used, radio shows with McCarthyism in the newspapers, there was a lot of, you know, like, man, it got really bad. And then, you know, after that, eventually we got to the civil rights movement, right? And so now we're kind of, I feel like we're in the second act of the civil rights movement. And so it's getting pretty gnarly, but you know, sometimes it has to get gnarly before you get to the light again. You know, I think, you know, the regulation of AI is going to be some of the next battle, guys. Okay, the regulation of the AI, right? What is the actual remedy? I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like the remedy to what? You know, Saber, you keep tagging me, but you're like saying a lot of like esoteric shit. You know what I'm saying? Saying you want a rapid response ecosystem, but like the thing about this though, guys, is you know, no, I disagree, right? I think that the answer is not coordination, guys. You know what I'm saying? The answer is not coordination. Like you know, you no, we do not want to build a democratic propaganda machine that looks like the fucking Republican thing. Absolutely not. That's the last thing we want to do. You know, what we need is we need a bunch of individuals actively participating in the system, right? We need 10 million individuals, not one coordinated fucking message, right? It's their very coordination that is going to be their downfall. It is 10 million individuals that have a bigger voice than one coordinated Heritage Foundation schlop. That's the whole point. Is no, we don't want one voice. We want 10 million voices all showing up. You know what I'm saying? It's individual responsibility, guys. Right? It is, dude. I don't want one coordinated Democratic Party voice. I don't think that's the answer. You know, I think we do need to show up and vote against the you know, fascists, right? I think that is important. And if you can hack it, stay fighting misinformation, right? Guys, I've said this before, okay? I think if every Democrat fights misinformation when they see it with all of our spare time and we become part of the chorus of fighting misinformation, I think that will continue to snowball. That's what we did in the early thing. We were the ones using it. And then what ended up happening is it just seems like we got lazy and then the Republicans sort of took over the airwaves. And so I think now we need to get back to daily misinformation fighting, right? I think that's just an important part of the process. Like, we have to participate, you know? You know what I'm saying? We have to participate. Let's go, Stephanie, let's go. That's it. You gotta, when you see misinformation, fight it, right? You know what I'm saying? I've said this before, guys. You ready? Like, I've had these discussions with my kid when he was, and hear me out on this, because I grew up with a kid who was like, there's a thing called like scrolling fatigue, okay? And let me just tell you, as somebody, I have been using like digital media, MySpace, whatever, Facebook, since Friendster, okay? Because I have been building community in music and then in gaming and then in you know, now it's YouTube politically. So the thing about this is, you remember that energy I talked about when you're scrolling and you're tapped in? Don't just be a viewer, guys, okay? If you just scroll and view, you are being programmed, okay? You need to be posting, okay? Don't just scroll, okay? If you use social media, you do not want to just be a scroller. If you just scroll, they're going to beat the fucking shit out of you. That shit's going to depress you. It's going to overwhelm you. You have to be putting in, okay? You have to be participating. You have to be changing the algorithm, not just being abused by it. And this is how you do these social media algorithms, guys. You have to be participatory. If you use it, if you don't use it, and you're just out in the world, great. I'm not saying replace the world with it. I'm saying if you are in there using it, you have to be injecting into it and changing it. Don't just scroll on it because it will fucking dismantle you. If you don't use it, don't use it, okay? And don't replace your real world with it. But my point is if you are using it, you need to be engaging and you need to be changing the algorithm with your interjection into it. Otherwise, you're just victimized by it. That's how politics goes. That's how social media goes. That's how all of that like shit goes. You know, you want to be part of changing the algorithm. Australians solemnly apologize for Rupert Murdoch. Dude, I get you, JG. I'm with you, boss. Right? And that's all things, guys. That is all things, right? Like even with politics. You don't just take in those political fucking ads, whatever. You got to go out, right? If you just watch campaign ads, man, that shit will gut you. You got to respond to that and like put some energy back into the system. You know, that's guys, I've been doing that for, 25 years. And let me just tell you, it works. If you wonder how you can like interface with this shit and not get like broken by it, you have to become part of the like more than just scrolling. You know, if you're just scrolling, I would say get off of it because that shit'll eat you up. You know, I used to have those discussions with my son that like, the hard thing about social media is if you simply scroll it, it's going to really like wreck your psyche. It will. It's designed, I think, to exhaust you and overwhelm you and beat you down if you just scroll it. And then you're going to just start becoming a consumer. Like they kind of want you to just scroll it so you'll spend money. You know what I mean? It's like it is, there's nothing that will destroy your mood more than just scrolling on social media. Oh my God, dude, that shit'll kill you. But all right, we got to move on though. I can't sit and talk about this forever. You stay off Twitter. Hey man, if you need to, do it. But if you can hack it, I say get on it, get in it, and fucking tune in, turn on, and fucking dispute, right? There's a new one, right? In social media, right? I mean, in the 60s, it was turn in, tune, right? It was tune in, turn on, drop out. And now it's like tune in, turn on, and fight back, right? Tune in, turn on, and fucking turn up. Yes. Turn up, baby. Oh, shit. Hold on. I got to go get a snack, and then we're going to cover some Melania, and then I gotta go get to work. All right, so... Don't get complacent, dude. Right? No complacence. No complacence. I'll BRB, guys.
You're all I've got.
I'm watching you. Do not be complacent.
You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want. Back in the day, complications never wore my patience. I was always ready to play. Why face the day in the sunshine in LA? We hit the beach and rode the waves. I lost my balance, I was faded. I was trapped and wrapped up in a scene that was never really me. Plastic lights and starry eyes, and all the freaks were couldn't find it, but you're all I've got. You're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like a struggle to catch up. And I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. Time to walk away, trade my sunshine in for rain. Same old ways in a different place, but something's changing. I wanted answers and direction. What I got was second guessing, hesitation, no sensation, just more questions. Nothing to blame for being stuck inside this frame of mind. If I can find my way, who I am, what I want, where I'm going, where I was, it's not up to you. I wish there was something you could do, but you're not me, so you can be my answers, because you're all I've got. And you're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like I struggle to catch up. But I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got. You're all I want.
Dude, a little snacking. We're gonna get into some Melania.
You're all I want.
All right. So, dude, yeah, no, we're gonna talk about Melania because, guys, I think, okay, because we've been wondering. Okay, I know we've been wondering about we've been wondering about why Melania's weird press conference. Okay? Remember when she came out and she said, "I've had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I see him at parties." I've been wondering if that press conference is about the Michael Wolff lawsuit. Okay? I really think, guys, remember what we just watched? We literally just watched this guy with Trump. This guy right here who talked about, remember how he said certified? Donald Trump has been certified president.
okay? Not elected twice, but certified twice. And how he's using like language, okay? Now, if the Michael Wolff lawsuit with Melania Trump goes to a deposition, they're going to ask Melania Trump questions about Jeffrey Epstein. And Melania had never made any statements really. She's been like quiet about Jeffrey Epstein. But now that she has made a statement of like, oh, I used to see him at parties. I have had no, like all of these rumors about Jeffrey Epstein. She has now made a public statement. Now, if she gets asked a question in a deposition, if it comes to that, she could now say something like, I have made public statements about my relationship with Jeffrey Epstein being at parties. Okay, right? Like now she actually has a loophole to refer to her previous statements about Jeffrey Epstein in a way that she can not take the fifth and not give an answer and be not lying, right? Yes, right? If they ask her like, you know, well, as I have already stated on the public record, you know, my previous public statements about Jeffrey Epstein are that, you know, I've only saw him at parties, right? I mean, I think there's groundwork. I think she laid groundwork. Let's look at some of these clips, guys. I pulled a bunch of clips today about fucking about Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so here's one, okay, from Epstein himself talking to Michael Wolff. All right.
So how do you know this? So how do you know this?
That was close to straight. You probably know he had a scalp reduction because he had the same male pattern movement that we all have. He had his scalp moved in system. He'd say, Michael, come on.
So how do you know this?
Okay, so there's a clip of Epstein saying, dude, radishes are so good, guys. Do you guys like radishes? Dude, I buy these organic radishes at Trader Joe's, and they are so good. Like, I love radishes. Give me a minute here. I'm going to make love to this radish for a minute here. Oh, my God. Dude, they're so good. Take it off camera. Dude. I eat them like a hand fruit, dude. They're so good. Oh my God. I eat radishes like almost every day. Now we have some red pepper. I'm not going to eat on a mic. Sorry. I'm going to take it back here. Good. Heart healthy, baby. Heart healthy. So good.
Here, I'll give a little song. We can hang out with a little music while I eat real quick. Little drown with some red pepper. Goodbye then. Dude, can I just tell you, guys, I love raw vegetables, okay? You know how you like go to a restaurant, whatever, you have a salad? I have not eaten a salad with salad dressing in like 12 years, 15 years. I eat salads with no dressing, just raw vegetables, dude. I fucking love raw vegetables. I rarely even cook vegetables. I normally will eat like fish and shit with just raw vegetables. I have started to cook broccoli and Brussels sprouts, right? Lightly. Like I usually just microwave them with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, right? But dude, I have been eating raw vegetables for like 15 years. No dressing on salads. I mean, I am a real raw vegetable dude. I fucking love them, man. They're so good. Dude, I ain't drinking raw milk. Wow. Dude, I love them. Love them. Let's go, baby. All right. All right. All right, so let's look at what we have established here, guys. So we have on this tip, we have twofold, okay? We have Donald Trump admitting in many interviews that he was good friends with Jeffrey Epstein, okay? Friends with him for 15 years, right? We have Jeffrey Epstein on record being Donald Trump's closest friend for 10 years. This is mostly like the 90s, okay? And there are plenty of witnesses and business associates that put Trump and Epstein as like super friends. As soon as Ivana, okay, as soon as Ivana and Trump's marriage ended, What year was that? Was like 93? 92. So they divorced in 92. Okay? So the divorce was granted in 1990 and it was a 2-year battle. So it was 92 was when it was done, but it started in 90. Okay? So that means the whole decade. Okay? The whole decade of the 90s was Trump and Epstein were besties, okay? And when did Trump meet Melania? That was 98,
Okay, New York Fashion Week party 98. And again, they're trying to say that, right? They're trying to say that it was Zampolli. Okay. All right, so let's look at some of these things. Okay, some of these clips here, guys, because we have a bunch of good clips here. All right, you ready? Here's Michael Wolff. This was back in July. Okay, this was Michael Wolff talking about Trump and Epstein before Melania. Okay.
The birthday letter that Donald Trump apparently wrote for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday, and this idea that they shared a wonderful secret. What do you think he's referring to?
I think that he is referring to the girlfriend that they shared at that point in time, 92, 93. So there was a woman, and as far as I know, she's not underage, but who they literally shared, who literally went back and forth between these two guys.
And she went back and forth in the same bed with the two of them? Was it a threesome, or she was dating both of them separately?
I don't know the mechanics. I know that during the same period, and they openly, this wasn't hidden from either one, they openly shared this particular woman, that she went out with both of them at the same time, and they both understood.
See, I think this is the Norwegian woman, okay? I think it was the I think it was, what's her name? No, that's not her. This woman, 𝗙𝗍𝗍𝗪, okay? I think it was Selena. I think he's talking about 𝗙𝗍𝗍𝗪. Okay. There she is with Epstein. Okay. Here she is with Epstein. And, right, there she is with Epstein, but here she is with Trump. Okay. Dude, I think this is the woman he is talking about, who is 𝗙𝗍𝗍𝗪. From Norway, okay? She was both Epstein's girlfriend and fucking Trump's girlfriend at the same time period, all right? Dude, right? So we'd have to look and see when these images are. Let's see what year this image is. This is, right? What year is this? This is 97, okay? 97, and this is 98. So this is right around the time that he met Melania, right before he met Melania. He met Melania. Fashion Week is in, I believe, in the fall. When is that? September. So that was April of 98, this picture. So this is the woman, okay? This is the woman that Epstein, that I'm like 90% certain that this is the woman that Michael Wolff is talking about. I don't know why he didn't name her, right? Or maybe Epstein didn't talk about her, but this is definitely like 97, 98 is sort of peak Epstein Trump time. Okay. This is when, right before Trump started his modeling agency. Okay. Right before Trump started his modeling agency. And then right before Epstein started his modeling agency. And this was when, let's see when she was born. She was born in 73, so she was in her 20s. But she is from born in Oslo. Okay. But she was is this guy Epstein related? Was he connected to Epstein? Who was the dude who just killed himself? Right? Isn't there a guy in Norway that just like offed himself? Isn't there somebody? So this person does have a connection to the person he married was connected to Epstein. All right. He married somebody who was connected to Epstein. Is the son of a prince? Is it one of the sons of this guy? Peter Stortolin. All right, hold on. I want to look up this guy. Let me see. No, he's still. Oh, it's his son? No. No, Peter Stortolin is still alive. He's in his 60s. But anyway, so back, I don't want to get too distracted. So guys, essentially what was going on is right before Trump met Melania, in that year up like leading up to when Trump met Melania, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were both engaged in a relationship, a back and forth relationship with the same Norwegian woman. Okay? So this is significant, guys. Okay? This is significant. Now, I don't know if this was a common occurrence, but I don't know. I think sharing a woman for these kind of egomaniac dudes is kind of saying a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, it's pretty crazy. She's alive. She is alive, dude. 𝗙𝗍𝗪𝗏𝗏, she is alive. She's my age. She's a little bit younger than me, dude. She's like 52. Okay. I don't know what she's doing now. She was in a relationship with a businessman. She had a kid in 2011. So she's got a kid. She's alive. She's pretty she's very wealthy, dude. She is like very fucking wealthy. Okay. I mean, she's part of has a capital firm. I would imagine she's a billionaire. She is 1.6 billion Norwegian. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she's like a billionaire, but she's got a lot of money. Okay? She's got a lot of money, dude. Dude, I look 42. Dude, I look pretty young. But no, I am going to be 57. Okay? But so that's who that is, guys. 𝗙𝗍𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏. Okay? Now, she was like making her way around, guys. I mean, if you look at her, dude, right? I mean, look at this, dude. She's like, dude, he's such a fucking piece of shit. He is such a piece of shit, dude. Dude, Trump. But, I mean, she was like a significant, right? She was a significant, fixture in both of their lives, guys. You know what I mean? Like both of their lives, when you're, you know what I'm saying? She was a significant player during that time. I mean, if you look at her, dude, there are, she's like, because I think the thing that's really interesting is how she's not just a person at the party taking a picture, but she's literally like there with Trump, you know what I'm saying? And the same year she was fucking around with the crown prince. Yeah, she was messing around with the Prince of Norway, right? She's there with Trump. So that's her, okay? And I mean, dude, here she is with him and Ivanka, okay? I mean, look at that, dude. Yo. Yikes. Dude, look at Ivanka. Look at how different she looks before she had her face operated on. Isn't that crazy? Her face before she got all the surgery. Dude, yeah, she used to have like a normal face, right? Dude, isn't that wild? Like, who's the girlfriend, dude? He still looks like he's closer to her, dude. Always. Every time Trump is with a girl, you can't tell which one is his girlfriend when he's with his fucking daughter. That's disturbing, guys. Okay? That is disturbing. Then Melania enters the picture. All right, now let's get back into this, okay? Because, right? And now we've seen this clip, but this is the clip from the Andrew Lowney book, which then Melania threatened the publisher, and the publisher pulled the quote from the book. But this was one of Michael Wolff's claims. This is the one that started the chain reaction of threats to James Carville, to Hunter Biden, and ultimately to Michael Wolff, and the threat of $1 billion lawsuit if he doesn't stand down, was this quote.
A new book was published yesterday in the US and UK entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. It's by a British journalist
Andrew Lowney.
Of Andrew Lowney. And it's about the pathetic life of Prince Andrew, but it is also about his connection to Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and Melania Trump. And in fact, it contains a passage in which Epstein is quoted, and this is from an interview apparently in 2007, where he says that he had sex with Melania a full year before Donald Trump commenced his relationship with Melania.
Okay, so now, again, guys, okay, if we are to look at the reality of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and their woman sharing leading up to this, the idea that Melania was banging, Epstein beforehand is entirely believable, okay? Dude, it is. It is entirely believable. It's fitting at the time. Now, the thing about Melania that, until Melania was dating Trump, Melania was like a nobody. She was just another Slovenian woman who was here, like, star fucking, going to the fashion show shit, trying to get work as a model. She was doing whatever, but she was not in society, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? think about the way New York society works, okay? You either have to be rich, okay? You become rich. You're like Ghislaine Maxwell. You're like 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀, right? You're a rich kid, a rich person who is in society because you are wealthy, exorbitant amounts of money, right? Or you can famous your way in. You become the model Naomi Campbell, right? You become a big model, you become a superstar, and then boom, you're all of a sudden elevated into society. Or you become the serious girlfriend of one of these like society people. This is not Virginia Giuffre, boss. This is 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀. That is a fucking, it is a Getty Images picture there, boss. Right? Just so you know, that is not what Virginia Giuffre looks like. That is 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀 and Jeffrey Epstein. All right? That's a very, very well-known image of those two. Right? She was his girlfriend. She was his girlfriend. But like, guys, so Melania was like trying to sort of like eke her way into this world. Okay? You know what I mean? Like there is, it's one thing to sort of like be at a dance club or to go to some sort of party, but we're talking about like the high society events where all the money people live. Like Melania did not start in this world at all. She was a fucking nobody living in a cheap apartment with like regular friends and like desperately trying to eke her way into this world. Because Melania is not a rich Nepo kid. She had to fucking like, get her way to the top. You can't believe Melania wouldn't be jealous of Trump being around girls all the time. I mean, guys, I think if you know, like, those wealthy sort of like, I don't know, these wealthy sort of barren type relationships, they're jealous all the time, dude. Dude, they are jealous all the time. They fight. They fucking like fuck around with each other. They like imply that they're hooking up with other people. I mean, they're fucking terrible, dude. Dude, these relationships are horrible, bro. But there's like so much money. You know what I mean? So they stay for the money. But believe me, I'm sure her and Trump fucking hated each other, dude. She knew he was fucking around. She may have been fucking around too. You know? I mean, she doesn't love him, but I'm sure they fought. You know, I bet if they fought, though, you ready for this? I think when they fought, it wasn't even about like her being jealous of Trump. I bet when they fought, it was about her looking bad. Okay? That's kind of how those rich fuckers fight. Is they get upset that like you're making me look bad. And like, you know what I mean? I don't think it's even about their own personal relationships. If Melania got mad at Trump, it was like for him making her look bad. Dude, they're so warped. Like, they're fucking warped, boss. They are. But so this gets crazier though, okay? Because look at this. Look at this, guys. This is an email that is really interesting here, okay? Because there are some emails here from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff that are about a story related to Melania. Okay, look at this. This is from 2018. It says, holding up his shithole country's comment, his I will sign whatever is put in front of me clearly shows cracks in his mental state. Transcripts could drive him over the edge if the Melania story doesn't come out, right? So there is some like mysterious Melania story that is referenced. Here's another one. from when was this? This was 9 days later. Also to Michael Wolff, he says Achilles heel, Melania transcript. C2, Melania also focused on dates of porn star before birth equals of Barron or after. Before birth of Barron or after. They also now have 2 army people escorting her kids to school. So there's some implication. There's some type of fucking Melania story that is buried in here. Now, here's what I don't understand, okay? Is obviously Michael Wolff has some context with these emails. And Michael Wolff has like how many hours of tapes of Jeffrey Epstein's working on the biography, etc. So what I'm wondering though is what does Michael Wolff know and why is Michael Wolff not like outing more of what he knows? Okay? And is Michael Wolff going to end up being like Michael Cohen where he's just here, you know, plugging his books, right? Creating a sense of drama, building his own like personal profile, and then only to reel everything back in and you know, become more of like a protector, okay? Because, you know, I personally, guys, have feelings about if this guy really had a whole bunch of information, why isn't he just putting it out there? Why isn't he like sinking the battleship? You do have to ask yourself that, right? Right, tabloid cat is a great way of putting it. Because he is milking this. And so is Paolo Zampolli. Like, that's the thing, guys. I think all of these people, look at what Michael Cohen did. I think all of these people are kind of milking this because the being at the center of the Epstein thing, if your name's not in the files, and if you're just an exterior person, this is like viral gold, okay? Think about how many podcasts Michael Wolff has been on. How many times have we seen this, guys? Where Michael Wolff is sitting in a chair on Instagram going, let me just tell you about Melania. Right? And meanwhile, you see somebody in the back room just fucking counting money. They're feeding money into one of those machines. Dude, it is, but there's some weird shit, okay? There's some weird shit going down here, all right? And now I want to see this, okay? Because let's look at this real quick, okay? Because this, I think, is valid. I'm going to have to, hold on. Daily Beast might kill my fucking thing. All right, here we go. Hold on. Let me get it. Okay, so this was an article from back in October. All right. Now, let's look at the timeline of this, guys. So, Michael Wolff all right. So he filed his SLAPP lawsuit, his anti-SLAPP lawsuit in October of 2025. Okay? Right? And guys, this is significant, okay? This is significant because let's look at the timeline here. Okay? And well, so Michael Wolff is all over the files, but he is not all over the files in being involved with this shit. He is all over the files in the fact that he came in later
and was Epstein's biographer and has worked on, you know, telling the story of Donald Trump. So he came in late in the game to work on Epstein's biography. So he has a bunch of email correspondence, but none of it has to do with like the island or anything like that. He was like a storyteller receiver, because presumably Epstein was like telling Michael Wolff all these stories for the biography. Okay. But the way this played out was he became a central figure around the Andrew Loney book. Okay. When that Andrew Loney book came out last year, and Andrew Loney said that Jeffrey Epstein had introduced Melania to Donald Trump and that he had had a relationship with her beforehand, that's when the shit hit the fan. Okay. And then James Carville talked about it on a podcast. Hunter Biden talked about it on a podcast. And then Melania, last year, she went on her vengeance tour, like systematically threatening people with legal action and threatening to use the full force of the US government through Trump in no uncertain terms. She was like threatening the government as well, which means endless resources, right? So she threatened Carville and he took the video down. She threatened Hunter Biden and he said, fuck you, right? And then she threatened Michael Wolff with saying, if you don't stop talking about this, I'm going to file $1 billion lawsuit against you. So she didn't sue him. She threatened to sue him. Okay. And then that's where the anti-SLAPP lawsuit came into play. Okay. Because the anti-SLAPP lawsuit is saying that there are laws that say you can't run around threatening people with outrageous lawsuits to try and like prevent them from speaking in public, right? There is a provision in New York that, because so much of this type of stuff happens in New York, there is a legal provision in New York that allows you to sue people if they are threatening to sue you, like trying to bully you with a threat of suit. Okay, because that happens a lot in New York. Billionaires will threaten to sue you so you get quiet. And he was like, dude, she's trying to like make it so I can't participate out in the public marketplace. I'm a writer. I am an influencer. And she's threatening to like try and keep me quiet. So he went on the offensive to, right? And this is the suit that's happening like right now. It is happening now. It is, they're arguing, like, I think they're trying to get it out of New York or something, right? Like Trump is trying to get it like removed, but in December, it went to a federal judge. Okay. So it is now a federal, like it's a federal case. Okay. This thing they have not gotten it dismissed, and Wolff wants to use legal discovery on Melania and Donald Trump to put him under oath to answer questions about Epstein. Okay, that's what he wants. His goal is to depose Melania Trump and Donald Trump, right? So they are under oath, guys. That would be, guys, that would be magical. Okay, dude, that would be it would be magical. All right. And dude, so anyway, this article was from back in October, okay? And he says he is accused of assaulting his free speech, trying to stifle legitimate inquiry, all right? They filed it in New York State court, right? But so then what he said was he has some questions that he wants to ask. Let me find the questions. I want to see if they list them here or if they're just in the video. All right, I guess maybe it's just in the video. All right. Oh, I see. Let me see if I can find this. Give me 1 sec here. I've heard Barron Trump speak. Okay, here we go. There it is.
The other night before last, my lawyers went into court and sued the First Lady. So it is now Michael Wolff versus Melania Trump. I think the first is just to subpoena whoever might seem to be able to shed light on the relationship of Donald Trump and Melania Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. And I think we'll be looking to subpoena various Epstein documents, and that is another backdoor to begin to see materials from the so-called Epstein files. Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were the closest of friends for nearly 15 years. Many of the conversations I had with Jeffrey Epstein were precisely about this, of Epstein talking about the real closeness, the intimacy of their relationship, involved in every aspect of each other's lives, social lives, sexual lives, business lives. As Epstein has said,
sharing girlfriend lives.
We were the same person.
Dude, they were. Let's see if I want to find the section here where he says what he's going to ask. Okay? Dude, see, guys, avoid windows and stairs. This is going to be juicy, guys. I think there is a potential here for this to be like, there is something with Melania and Epstein for her to come out and do that out of the blue press conference, guys. You know, these stories about me and Epstein have to stop. I only knew him at parties. I never spent any time with him. He was not my friend. He was not Donald's friend. That press conference, I'm telling you, I know there's the Amanda Ungaro angle, but I'm telling you right now, that press conference has something to do with this lawsuit. Like, she is establishing some sort of record that she's going to be able to refer to if she ends up in a deposition, because this thing so far is not going away. But let's see let's jump to the 16-minute mark here. All right, let's jump here.
Advisor Roy Cohn by always going on the attack here and suing the First Lady. What are the first kind of documents you're going to be looking for them to produce, or what kind of evidence are you expecting to find?
I think the first is just to subpoena whoever might seem to.
Dude, we saw that. Hold on, we already saw this.
The conversation of the intimacy of their relational lives.
All right.
I mean, as Epstein has said, we were the same person. I know the secrets. And again, to remind everyone, and I've said this before, when Steve Bannon met Jeffrey Epstein, and I was standing there when this happened, Steve Bannon, the first thing Steve Bannon said, putting out his hand and shaking Jeffrey Epstein's hand, was, "You were the only person I was afraid of during the campaign, the 2016 campaign." Jeffrey Epstein knows the secrets. So I think this lawsuit is an opportunity to reconstruct their lives together.
Dude, I mean, how crazy is it that it's not even just Trump, guys? It's like Bannon was Trump's like main man in 2016. And he was like Epstein's like serious confidant. Okay? Trump's labor secretary was the guy who gave Epstein immunity, right? Lutnick
was in business, like openly lied about his connection to Epstein, was at the island with his kids, in business with him. I mean, dude, there's like nobody, okay? The guy who directed Melania's movie was like good buddies with Epstein and Jean-Luc Brunel and hanging out at the island. Like there is nobody in their inner circle that was not like deeply interwoven in Epstein. And yet Melania is like, I did not know Jeffrey. It's like, there's no fucking way, bro. There is no way.
Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and then later Melania Trump would come along. This is precisely what Donald Trump wants covered up. So bring it on.
And how do you think they will perform under deposition?
Is the question, will they tell the truth? Well, they will try to avoid the truth. They will have weeks and weeks of preparation for deposition, for a deposition, but good lawyers will be able to triangulate the facts, and they're based on what someone else says, and you're looking to give, when you take a deposition, you're looking to give people no room to maneuver or little room to maneuver.
And of course, there are plenty of photographs of them all hanging out together. One thinks of the famous one with Jeffrey Epstein with his arm around Ghislaine, and then there is Melania, and then there's Donald Trump, and it's a quartet of them, and everybody has used that photo, and it's now an infamous photo.
Ghislaine is obviously someone who might shed light on these matters.
So do you think it's likely you will be deposing Ghislaine Maxwell?
I think everybody who was involved in that circle during that time period is someone who will certainly think about calling.
I'm thinking also of some of the tapes of Jeffrey Epstein that you had when you were talking to him at his house.
See, why aren't these tapes like, but so guys, you know what you're saying though, James? Fifth. See, that's why I think, that's literally why I think this thing was, okay? Like, this right here, okay? When she did the press conference, that's what I think this press conference was about, guys. Oh, shit, dude. Look at that, dude. It's got the pee jug, bro. Oh, shit, dude. She's attempting to be the first woman to sail through the Strait of Hormuz in a rowboat. Oh, fuck, dude. I love that. Dude, I fucking love politics. It's so funny. But that's why I think this fucking press conference happened, guys. Where is it? Where are you, Melania? This one, right here, dude.
Good afternoon. The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today.
Dude, that's what I think this was about. Okay? Right? I think this was about like establishing a public record that now she could go in a deposition and she wouldn't have to take the fifth because they could ask her about her relationship with Epstein and she could say, I will refer you to my public statements about my relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. You right? Now she has a public record to refer to about him where she declared that she didn't know him. She had never spent time with him, right? It's like, because like what other reason out of the blue she came out and just gave that press conference and everybody is like, dude, what is she doing? What is she talking about? I mean, there is something in there that she is absolutely trying to give herself a workaround to be able to, I think, survive. I think she's trying to be able to survive a legal deposition without lying. is what she wants to be able to go in there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's Ghislaine. I don't know if it's Amanda Ungaro. Like, we don't know, because you know what's so hard to tell, guys? Is that they're all swine, okay? Like, even Amanda Ungaro, okay? She got deported. Her kid is here with Paolo Zampolli. Like, whatever angle she has, she is, like, trying to get some sort of leverage. Like, everybody involved in this shit, whether it, right, if they weren't being victimized by Jeffrey Epstein, they all possess knowledge, but they're literally holding whatever they have, trying to get something out of it. So it's like, I feel like we can't trust any of them, right? Like Amanda Ungaro, you know, Melania Trump, Michael Wolff, Michael Cohen, they're all fucking, I think they're all degenerate liars to some degree. They all have a whole bunch of dirt. And, right, Ghislaine, right? They all have a whole bunch of dirt that nobody is sharing. They're jumping through these legal hoops. I mean, I think if the Michael Wolff case ends up going to discovery, that would obviously be devastating, because I imagine anything Trump and Melania would say would be disseminated like all over the world, right? It's not going to be hidden at this point. But I also know that they're going to do everything they can just to like never have that happen, right? Like, I think her and Donald Trump have never gone under oath about this, guys. Never. Like, Donald Trump and Melania Trump have never gone under oath. They have never been deposed. Epstein was deposed. Ghislaine was deposed. Numerous survivors have been deposed. A number of Epstein's assistants have been deposed. Even like Sarah Kellen was deposed. She took the fifth over and over and over again, his lieutenant. But you know, Trump and Melania have never been deposed. And I don't know, man. I feel like they're going to pull the full force of the government out to try and prevent that from happening. But, you know, a while back, like, I don't know, you guys are probably outside of the gaming world, but a while back, there was some friends of Pokimane, like 𝗍𝗪𝗃. Do you know who 𝗍𝗪𝗃 is? Okay, 𝗍𝗪𝗃 is this like gamer dude guy who is like one of these influencers like Hassan, or he's not really political. He's more like a gamer lifestyle guy. Okay, he was friends with Pokimane and all those people as they were blowing up. But there was a while back where 𝗍𝗪𝗃, like somebody's SA allegations came out, and you found out that 𝗍𝗪𝗃 knew some of this information. It was a big scandal, but he didn't say anything until the whole shit came out. But essentially, you find out that some of these influencer guys knew that an SA had taken place, and they all just said nothing until the shit was blowing up. And then they all started dishing what they knew in order to try and evade culpability. But it's like the same situation with Epstein, where they all of these people have tons of incriminating information. They're just not like, they're not releasing any of it unless it benefits them, you know?
He'd invited you in to write his biography. And he talked about how he and Donald Trump used to go to Atlantic City and hunt women together, and also about him talking about how Melania and Donald Trump first slept together on his plane.
All of this is, I mean, this is kind of, you know, I think that there are many opportunities here, but one seems to be to bring Jeffrey Epstein back from the dead and let him have a conversation with Donald Trump. This is what he said. Let's see what Donald Trump says to that.
It really is remarkable how he is able from beyond the grave to change the political narrative here in the States. And of course, this week we've got the publication of Virginia Giuffre's model, Nobody's Girl, which has kicked up a whole new conversation. Prince Andrew in the UK, with whom she was photographed and who we know was a frequent visitor to Jeffrey Epstein's, as was his wife, Sarah Ferguson. They have both been brought low by their association with him, by lying about their association with him. And now it looks as if Prince Andrew may be turfed out of Frogmore, which is his...
Turfed out of Frogmore. Dude, Prince Andrew went down. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you don't think they indulge in weird and out there things like cannibalism? I don't think there's cannibalism going on, guys. I personally don't. But somebody did ask about Weinstein and fucking... Harvey Weinstein and Epstein, right? They did know each other, okay? This was a Prince Andrew event at the Royal Lodge, okay? Now, I don't know if, like, we don't know what their fucking connection was, but there is a very famous image of Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell at a Prince Andrew event. So, like, guys, all these people knew each other, okay? And this is the thing that is so problematic about this when we see, like, Eric Swalwell, right? And whatever, you see these people, they're all doing this shit, guys, okay? Every... like uber wealthy, extraordinarily wealthy billionaire, whatever jet-setting guy is like abusing their power, abusing women, and women are putting up with it so their fucking careers don't get destroyed. Like this is the most common fucking story on the planet. And then simultaneously, all of these wealthy fuckers proselytize to us about how, like, incapable we are, whatever, simply because we're not fucking, you know, we're not complete fucking degenerates. Dude. I mean, dude, what the fuck is this outfit? It's a costume party, right? But like, dude, fucking weirdos, bro. Fucking weirdos, boss. Okay? You know? And here we go, guys. Okay, you ready? Hold on. Here we go. We have the great Robin Williams. Okay? You ready? Watch this, guys. This is Robin Williams, the late great Robin Williams, doing an act. This is 2012, guys. Okay? I'm going to share two more pieces of information before I go here. Okay? And I have to go make some videos. I have a doctor's appointment. But this is Robin fucking Williams, dude, 2012. All right? Watch this.
Donald Trump is the Wizard of Oz. He is the guy. It's a man, he plays Monopoly with real fucking buildings. This is a scary man. And he owns all these beauty pageants, Miss America, Miss Universe. Isn't that a bit like Michael Vick owning a series of pet stores? It's a fucking catch and release program for him. This is a man who said, "My daughter is hot." Even people in Arkansas went, "That's fucking wrong." That's just way out of place. And that fucking hair, my God. I believe the hair is the Donald. I believe that's it. I believe the body is a maintenance system for the hair. He goes home at night going, "We're home." "Hey, fuck it, let's get out of here now." "I'll fuck her, let's do this."
Dude. Like, bro, they tried to warn us, man. This is 4 years before he became president. This guy, though, was like just a known, everybody in New York knew he was a fucking pig, guys. And like, look at this, dude. Dude, I love this, okay? This statement right here, this is a Facebook post that I feel like sums up the entire Donald Trump Epstein scenario. You ready? Look at this. It says, hypothetically, if someone was accused of having sex with goats by over 30 different people and regularly denied it, but also dropped very public hints about how much he liked to have sex with goats for decades, and ran a goat pageant to find the best looking goats, and was best friends with someone who got convicted of fucking goats and trafficking goats to friends all over the world who also like to fuck goats. And his name was in the classified Goat Fucker Chronicles 5,000 times, and he wished other goat fuckers well in prison. What do you think the odds are that that person is also a goat fucker? Dude, I mean, when you read it, it sounds so stupid. But guys, that's literally the entire story. And yet, because we're talking about women, people like nope, I don't believe it. I mean, think about this. Think about how ridiculous it is when you hear about it as goats. It's like, of course, that person is a goat fucker, right? Of course, that person is abusing the goats. But when this story is actually real, and it's not about goats, but it's about real human women, people still insist this guy is somehow innocent. Over 30 SA allegations. He's bragged about it. He's been found criminally liable of it. He ran pageants and he openly talked about being abusive. Okay? He's deeply connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Everyone in his social circle is connected to it. His wife's movie is fucking, directed by one of the guys. If you mention his wife and this thing, she threatens billion-dollar lawsuits. The entire government, led by Donald Trump's personal lawyer, is hiding this shit. And yet, 35% of the American population insist that, nope, he's innocent. Bro. And a baby goat is called a kid. Yes. Yes, indeed. Not women, but children. Yes. Well, yeah, with Epstein, but there are plenty of adult women there too. And Donald Trump's SA allegations are from adult women. But man, no, there's the teenagers with fucking Jeffrey Epstein, the children, the grapes. But there are many, many adult women too, involved in this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It is just fucking outrageous, bro. It's crazy to me though, guys. And anyway, though, I don't know. I don't know what's coming up here with this. Let's see if Amanda Ungaro has tweeted at all. Okay. It does. I don't think she has had any recent tweets. We haven't heard about her for a couple of weeks. Right, there's Amanda Ungaro and Paolo Zampolli. Dude, this guy. Now, this is the guy, though, that presumably has a recording, something about Melania being an escort. Now, this ties into the shit that Keith Edwards was talking about, okay? Because if you look at Keith Edwards, okay, he did this story, guys, the other day. Now, Keith Edwards is a little tabloidy, okay? He is a little tabloidy, but he did a story here about Melania, about her being an escort. Which one is it? It's just a couple of days ago. It's this one, okay?
You may have heard back.
And now this one is basing it on this tweet here from Report AI 3, okay? Which is, hold on. We're going to look at this real quick. Which is
Where is it? It is. Am I spelling that right? Yeah. Is the account gone? Is that account gone? Whoa. That seems weird. Dude. April 24th. See, I wondered. Yeah, I mean, dude, I wondered if this shit, like, it's hard to tell what is accurate and what is not, because it seems like that account is already gone. Let's see if we can search the actual text of it. What does it say? In an exclusive audio that report. Okay. Oh, here it is. Oh, there it is. Dude. Oh, it's report R AI. Got it. Okay. Right? There we go. All right. So dude, I was doing it wrong. Dude, how did I fuck that up? It's reporter AI. Reporter AI. Bro. Dude, I'm fucking dude, Tony Danza. All right, so here's the thing that Keith Edwards was fucking talking about. Okay, you ready? So it's this.
Dichiarazioni di Amanda Ungaro hanno fatto.
It is in Italian. Okay, this is a report in fucking Italian, boss. Okay, you ready? Dude, here we go.
Queste dichiarazioni di Amanda Ungaro hanno fatto tremare la Casa Bianca. Finora però di questo patto non c'erano prove, ma Report è riuscito a trovarle. Tutto risale al 2016, quando il tabloid britannico Daily Mail aveva pubblicato un'inchiesta sul passato di Melania Trump, accusandola senza prove di aver lavorato come escort. Melania Trump ottenne la rimozione dell'articolo e un risarcimento milionario, anche grazie alle dichiarazioni pubbliche di Zampolli.
Okay, so we're following along in the Italian. They have our little fucking subtitles, but though, guys, there have been reports about Melania Trump being an escort. Okay, and the Daily Mail has printed this, and there have been lawsuits. There has been legal litigation, but there is now claims that there is a recording of Paolo Zampolli that actually talking about this, about Melania being an escort. Now, it is possible this is tied to her relationship with Epstein, that she was an escort for Epstein. This could be tied into that Michael Wolff shit. You know, the emails from Epstein talking about Melania's secret. This is, there's obviously a reason why Melania is threatening $1 billion lawsuit if you even talk about this. I mean, if it was like a nothing, I don't think she would even give it the time of day. I mean, my God, the shit that people talk. And that's what I'm trying to figure out, 𝗙𝗍cie, is where this recording is, because I have not been able to access it.
I wrote a paper for the press. The First Lady used what I wrote in her speech and stuff like this. With the Daily, they just win a huge case. I cannot talk about it because I have a confidentiality and I need to get the check. We just won it last week. And I'm in this country because of President Trump. He job. I started real estate. I built a beautiful house. Trade a friend.
In questa telefonata di cui siamo entrati in possesso, effettuata nel 2017, Zampolli, parlando con un suo contatto legato alle Nazioni Unite, rivela che Melania Trump gli avrebbe garantito una protezione.
So that's the call. I don't know if they play the part, but that's actually the call they're talking about.
that is in fact, like Keith Edwards reads a transcript of it, right? Here he has a transcript that he reads from, okay? 2017 phone call. I don't know, dude. Maybe they're gonna dish it right here.
Della sua difesa nell'allontanare le possibili ombre sul suo passato. Quest'audio che tutti stavano cercando, Report può svelarlo in esclusiva.
Donald Trump knows he threatened his friend Paolo, which they consider his family, and his wife is not a prostitute. Maybe she has not the most fluent American accent. Maybe she poses naked like many models, but she's a good girl, okay? So you don't want nobody call your fucking wife a prostitute when she's the mother of your kids. And Melania told me, Paolo, don't worry, you have our back. Everything that happened, we protect, okay? Then 2 weeks later, they won the election, and that's it.
Dude, all right, I don't know what they're fucking going for here.
La parola data, Zampolli è entrato nel cerchio magico di Donald Trump fino a ricevere un incarico di altissima fiducia, paragonabile a quelli riservati ai familiari più stretti del presidente.
Dude, I mean, I don't understand what this is, though, right? Because, like, we have your back, everything that happened, we protect you, but, like, dude, I don't... To me, that's not the hugest fucking earth-shattering thing, dude. Dude, I feel like Geraldo opening the vault, right? Because there's an implication that he talks about her actually being an escort. And that was not it. That was him basically saying, like, he's protecting them. Dude, did you hear that Italian guy's voice? Was he like, that Italian guy was like, really leaning into it. Dude, she no touch penis for monies, right? But so the audio is real, okay? And so there is you have our back, everything that happened, we will protect you, okay? After he defended her in a Daily Mail lawsuit. But now so the tape is real. Okay, and he did defend her in the lawsuit against the Daily Mail saying she's an escort, but there is no, like, I hate to be Ken Martin here, but I don't see a smoking gun of Melania being an escort there in those tapes. But I will say this, okay? Here's what I will say. I will say that, there is some part of Keith Edwards is clickbait. I mean, dude, he does the juicy tabloid shit. But I'm not going to judge Keith, though, because I do some juicy tabloid stuff, too. Maybe I don't clickbait it. I'm a little more honest that you're getting juicy tabloid. But there is something in Melania's story that they are trying to hide. And there is definitely something in Michael Wolff's lawsuit that he is trying to compel into the light without him outright saying it and being sued himself. Now, whether we get it or not, I don't know. But you know, I like the juicy tabloid shit. I admit it. I do like this stuff because, I mean, you know, dude, there's truth in this. It might be juicy tabloid, but look at what's going on with fucking Epstein, guys. That whole shit was not juicy tabloid. It was real, man. It was real, dude. That whole thing, Zorro Ranch, the island, it is real. Dude, who is RAI3? I mean, this is an Italian reporter. AI3 is an Italian fucking investigative program. It's some guy, Sigfrido Ranucci, okay, on fucking, right? It is some Italian tabloid shit, right? I think it's like an Italian Piers Morgan sort of deal, right? Right? Brina Naus, dude, I'll look into Brina Naus, okay? Melania Naus is like, something's going on, guys, okay? Let me just tell you, I mean, I grew up in LA. I've been around like a lot of famous people in the film and television industry. Okay. Like one of my good buddies from college is Anthony Hopkins' lawyer. I've been like in the fucking outer circle of like the entertainment world for a long time. Okay. Let me just tell you, this. When it comes to like defamation or that kind of shit, like people don't really throw around lawsuits. I mean, look at Tom Hanks, guys. Okay? Look at Tom Hanks, how he has had all these rumors about Epstein Island and this, that, and the other. But like, he's not running around threatening people with lawsuits, because when you're really wealthy, when you're famous, like people make up shit about you all the time. The rumor mill of shit around famous people is just a constant churning thing. Like none of this shit is epic. You know, nobody sues about this stuff because it's all bullshit. And the fact though that Melania is like threatening lawsuits and doing outrageous impromptu press conferences is like a sheer sign that something significant is connected to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't threaten to shut people down. You do not threaten to shut people down when there's nothing to hide. Okay? She is very Streisanding, dude. She is. Dude, she is. Because, you know, she is absolutely Streisanding. All right. I'm going. She's ready to be disposed of. Dude, something's coming up, guys. The question for me is like, how fucking crazy is it gonna get? Like, think about how crazy the world is right now, guys. Who thought that Melania presser was a smart move? Nobody. Okay? Nobody thought that Melania presser was a smart move. Dude, everybody was like, we don't know why that thing just happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I know everybody is sort of tying it to Amanda Ungaro, right? And we know that this guy is supposedly the dude who introduced Trump and Melania. I mean, dude, something's going on, boss. Right? Something is going on. It is that shit. That presser of Melania's was the craziest fucking thing I have ever seen, where like nobody was even talking to her. You know what I mean? Like nobody was even talking to this woman, and she comes out and is just like, let me do a 6-minute diatribe about Jeffrey Epstein, right? And, you know, Nick Muller, I think I know that account. That account sounds familiar. But I gotta go. We got a dance party. I gotta go cobble a fucking video out of this shit. And I gotta get some rest. I got a fucking doctor's appointment tomorrow. All right. So I stayed about an hour longer than I was going to, but only because I went down that Melania rabbit hole. Dude, I wanna fucking, like, I wanna uncover Melania, dude. I do. Dude, I want her to go down so bad. I do, man. I want Melania to go down like so bad, dude. I find her to be so offensive. Dude, I do, man. She is so offensive, bro. She is. Dude, yeah, no, you have you have Epstein unalived, and then you have Jean-Luc Brunel unalived, and Donald Trump's personal lawyer is hiding the fucking, the entire Epstein files shit. Like, bro, what the fuck, dude? Oh. Oh. All right. All right. All right, we ready? You ready for a little deja vu? Let's go, baby. Let's get it. I gotta get to work. Love you guys. Thank you. Yes, we are in fact living in the, we are literally, our entire government is a fucking criminal enterprise right now, guys. Our entire government is like a sex trafficking and money laundering scheme. Like, right? And they're trying to use the government to like silence us all and shove Bibles up our asses simultaneously. While they are a sex trafficking money laundering scheme, they're trying to cram Bibles up our asses. Bro, GTFO, baby. What the fuck? Get some sleep, go see the doctor in the morning. I will see you guys tomorrow night. All right? Remember, baby, remember what it's all about. You ain't taking my freedom away. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, guys. I love you. Freedom. Freedom.
attention, pay attention.